Policing in the 21st century is a relentless battle against violence, drugs, robbery and organised crime. And it's not just our inner city cops who are in the firing line. Tonight on Brit Cops Frontline Crime,
you little
crack police squads in the thick of it, tackling drunks,
that's come back as a fail.
speed merchants
Both you and the red Corsa were doing in excess of 100 miles an hour.
and garage mayhem.
Did I attack you? Okay.
I didn't attack anyone! I didn't attack anyone!
Downtown Plymouth on a busy Saturday night. Plymouth attracts millions of visitors every year, all intent on one thing, having a good time. With the party in full swing, there's always a chance that people can get carried away. And it's up to Devon and Cornwall's police officers to keep a tight lid on things. By 1 a.m, the streets are filling and there's always the risk that one odd loose cannon can kick off. PC's Nigel Sobey and Harry Lloyd come across a group of lads who've had a little bit too much to drink, and one has had a little bit too much to say.
What are you on about? What's your language? What are you on about? What's your language?
Like that, right? Don't swear on the street.
Don't swear on the street.
It's first section 5 public order warning, mate. Swear again.
Right, you want to come in, yeah?
Fuck you.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, next, mate.
Rule 1. Never swear at a policeman.
Not very clever, really, was it, mate? How many opportunities did you have then to be quiet and be nice?
Clever was never going to be an issue with this man.
Got anything on you shouldn't have, fella?
As he's getting acquainted with the cuffs, help arrives in the shape of his sister.
Hey, that's my brother.
Is it? Well, you know your brother's under arrest
Why?
for being swearing.
Swearing at us, right?
He don't mean to swear. He don't mean to swear.
No, that's all right.
Hey, bruv. Yeah, bruv. Oh, ring me later, yeah?
This man won't be ringing anyone. His night is well and truly over. Later that night, PC Nigel Sobey spots an incident in the doorway of a club that no longer wants the company of one man.
Calm down, fella.
But this man does not want to stay calm.
What's the problem?
Nothing to
Shh. What's the problem?
I don't know what the problem is.
Right, calm down. Why have you been kicked out?
I don't know, ask him.
While PC Sobey's taking his details, PC Shergold has found out what the problem is.
Yeah, she's been an idiot, mate.
How can you say I'm being here? You don't even know me.
That's what the door staff have said, mate.
Well, don't say I'm an idiot then, innit? I don't even know you.
Strangely, the man doesn't agree with what the club think of him.
They're a pain in the arse all night. They've asked you to quiet down, you didn't, so they threw you out.
Let me do the check and then you'll be on your way, all right? Play the game, mate.
The police have nothing on him, so this man is warned to go home. But will he take the warning? By the early hours, the streets of Plymouth are heaving with people intent on having a good time. But one of the main problems for the police is underage drinking. Too much booze can sometimes cause loss of memory. Like this girl, who's been refused admission to a club because they don't believe her driving licence as proof of age.
What's your date of birth?
The 8th, summer 86.
What's your star sign?
You got any other ID on you?
It seems the girl does not know when she was born, where she lives, or even who she is.
What's the address on your driving
King's
licence?
been out since like 4 o'clock this afternoon and we don't answer my number.
Right, what I would say is that if I'm actually caned and someone asked me where I lived, I'd
I
still
really
know.
don't know where I live when I'm actually fucking getting. No offence, I'm not like trying to be like sarcastic or anything, but I really don't know where I live when I'm actually.
With communication nearing meltdown, PC Tony Shergold then tries to shut her up.
Listen. Just switch to receive, right?
Okay.
The picture doesn't look like you.
Yeah, because
So-
I've had my hat.
Receive. Just
Okay.
don't talk.
I'm actually panicking drunk and I really don't know.
Right, so go to Charles Cross tomorrow.
They finally decide to keep her licence. She can pick it up in the morning. That's if she can remember, of course. It's now 2 a.m. and PC's Nigel Sobey and Tony Shergold are called yet again to a club for someone causing a problem inside. It sounds familiar. But when he's brought out, it's the same man as before, only this time he's wearing a different shirt. He may have a different shirt, but he's got the same attitude.
Didn't we tell you to go away? Remember?
Why have you changed your shirt? Changed my shirt and went home. So did you have to go in there with a...
Yeah, we just seen you in a different shirt, Nugget.
Stay there.
You're on camera, fella, as well.
Get your head away. Get the fuck up! Yeah! No! You little...
Do not wrist struggle! You will incur an injury, mate. Do you understand that? Who's got my notebook? Right, mate, at this moment in time, you're under arrest on suspicion of assault. You don't have to say anything in my own defence if you're not mentioned in questions, which later on in court. Anything you do say, maybe get over. Do you understand that? Right, roll over onto your side.
Arrested and with his hands cuffed behind him, he's still giving the PCs a verbal bashing.
You're a fucking...
Stay still.
Why do you want my trousers down? What are you doing here?
Believe me, mate, I don't want your trousers.
Well, why the fuck you pulling them down?
Castle, look at your face, you mad.
With his trousers intact, he's put in the police van, all because he didn't heed the policeman's advice.
We've taken him to one side, and whilst we're taking him to one side to actually ascertain the finer details of what happened, he tried to walk away. At that point, we laid hands on him, and then he tried to break free from our grasp. And that was the point at which I decided to take him to the ground. And then he was handcuffed, and at that point, he was arrested. Congratulations, mate.
Shut up.
Back at the station, the man is still kicking off.
Face.
We have that effect.
After an hour of cooling his heels in the holding cells, he's taken to the charge room, and even that doesn't suit him.
Step forward.
Okay, get the fuck out.
Okay, you behave like that, you go straight to your cell, we'll search there.
He's not happy with turning his pockets out, so other methods have to be used.
He didn't want to be searched, so the custody sergeant said for him to be taken straight down to the cell, where we'd search him in the cell under force, and then withdraw from the cell with his property, and he'd then be signing for that in the morning.
Follow me, sir.
Coming up, the drivers who think the speed limit doesn't apply to them.
So we've got 2 cars here doing it just in excess of 100 miles an hour.
The constant fight to keep drugs off the streets. And a drink driver's evening that turns into a nightmare. Not all crimes happen at night, and with an area of over 4,000 square miles to patrol, Devon and Cornwall's police are constantly on alert. The West Country is the holiday centre of Britain, and every year thousands flock to its beaches. But to get there, they have to use the roads. Last year, there were over 7,000 accidents in which 92 people were killed. The police relentlessly seek out the bad drivers. Today, traffic cops PC's Charlie Oliver and Steve Morris are preparing to take part in Operation Vortex in their unmarked car.
Operation Vortex, a month-long operation, is targeting aggressive driving, speeding or antisocial driving, and people just being complacent, taking liberties with the speed limit and using mobile phones.
First up, a double whammy when they clock 2 cars going over 100 miles an hour.
So we've got 2 cars here doing it just in excess of 100 miles an hour. You can go alongside it, mate.
Pulling both cars over onto the hard shoulder, our traffic cops decide to take a driver each. When PC Steve Morris questions the driver of the Mitsubishi, she has no idea why she's been stopped.
Please be honest with me, you have no idea, speed-wise, both you and the red Corsa were doing in excess of 100 miles an hour. Unbelievable.
The woman and her young daughter are on their way to a funeral, but at that speed, whose?
I sympathise, however, in your frame of mind, especially with your daughter in the car as well. Even in a good car like this with good tyres at 100 miles an hour, if you have a blowout, it's all going to go horribly, horribly wrong. Do you have your driving licence on you?
PC Steve Morris has to use all his powers of compassion to calm this driver down.
All right, okay, it's all right. Stop shaking, calm down, okay? I'm not nasty. I'm not a horrible person. At over 100 miles an hour, in Devon and Cornwall Police, they suggest that we consider sending people to court, which would mean you would go to court and you'd lose your licence. I don't want to do that, okay? Because you know you shouldn't have been going that fast. What I am going to do is I'm going to issue with a fixed penalty ticket.
But whatever her excuse, this driver still gets a hefty fixed penalty. In the other car is a 17-year-old driver who was not only caught at the same speed, she was also on her mobile phone, and she'd only passed her test 6 weeks ago.
Just over 100 miles an hour, it's not acceptable even in a decent car in good road conditions.
And after getting her ticket, she's still on her phone. A little while later, yet another driver who obviously thinks that the 70-mile-an-hour speed limit does not apply to her.
You'd get much closer to 100, could you? 99.92. Good afternoon.
Reason you think we stopped this afternoon?
Speeding.
Absolutely, yeah. When we first put you on the machine, you was over in the low 90s. When I clicked you off, you was doing 103.
Okay.
All right? It's really, really not acceptable.
No.
That's another fixed penalty. The day's going well. With over 13,000 miles of road to patrol, the traffic cops see every sort of bad driving. Like this man who's been pulled over because they saw him doing his paperwork while driving his van.
Without sounding sarcastic, that's a transit van, it's not an office. All right? You're not in a position to have proper control of the vehicle when you're looking down and shuffling around with paperwork, are you? No. It's not safe.
And how about this driver? Whenever you're in the car, always belt up.
Do you know why we've stopped you?
I haven't a clue why you're stopping.
Really?
Yes.
You weren't wearing your seatbelt.
That's jolly good. Would you like to find me and do whatever it is necessary?
Right, okay.
Thank you very much.
And it's not only his attitude that can cause him harm.
I presume your vehicle's fitted with an airbag?
Yes, it is.
Do you know what happens if you have a crash? The airbag could actually injure you worse than...
Extremely good design then, isn't it? They're fine, good.
Well, no, they're designed...
The airbag is a supplementary restraint system.
Yes. Thank you very much for your time.
In the month that Operation Vortex was in progress, Devon and Cornwall traffic cops issued a staggering 772 fixed penalty tickets. Criminals don't keep office hours, and for Devon and Cornwall's finest, it's a 24/7 operation fighting crime. It's 2 a.m. on Sunday night when PC's Anna Hunkin and Rob Byers get a shout out for assistance over the radio.
Yeah, we went zooming past us. Yeah, 30 lates were with that vehicle also. It's definitely that vehicle because it went zooming past us.
It appears that this driver did not stop for another police unit.
No? Did you see the two officers flagging you down? Yeah, when you're on your mobile phone?
Yeah.
And you drove off? Yeah, you were asked to stop and you didn't.
So far, it looks like he's just been pulled for not stopping and using his mobile phone.
Tim,
But PC Anna Hunkin has spotted something on the driver's seat.
There's a bottle top on the top there, like from a beer bottle. So
Well, look, we'll turn it upside down actually, see what it is.
She also spots something else.
bottles of alcohol in the front.
It looks like this man has been having a party in his car.
2 empty ones in there. So that's exactly the same make, obviously, of the bottle top that we found on the seat.
All right, mate, so take a deep breath.
Right.
Seal your lips.
While his car is being searched, he's blowing into the tube.
Let's just go and analyse your breath. All right, mate. That's come back as a fail.
It's positive.
This time, mate, you're under arrest for driving whilst over the prescribed limit, okay?
And if this man's night is not bad enough, PC Rob Byers has found what could be cocaine in his car.
It's a rat with a bit of powder in.
How is it?
You might want to open in the car and the powder's going to blow off. There's only a bit there.
She's going to get a precaution.
Across the other side of town, Sergeant Dan Ivey and PC Steve Brooks are in the Millbay and Stonehouse district.
Oh, there you go, look. That's the condom she was using.
This is the red light area of Plymouth, and these officers are part of Operation Glendale, which is clamping down on prostitutes and drug dealers.
Just coming up on the left is where the known girls will mainly hang out. There's two of them down here, look. That we're passing now.
Sergeant Dan Ivey and PC Steve Brooks are part of a police net that has been thrown around the area and are being guided along by other units.
Officers have seen a male stop and talk to several prostitutes who we think is a known Plymouth criminal, is known to the police. So they're guiding us in now to go and stop and speak to him and see where we go from there. He's down by this roundabout, I think.
Suddenly they see a man who fits the description.
Yeah, and you know your rights, but you don't know your responsibilities yet, do you? So listen to what I'm going to say. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. We're going to take some details down from you. You're going to be searched under the provision of Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, and then we'll go from there, all right?
Despite Sergeant Dan Ivy's calm approach, the man gets very agitated.
Just come over here by the police car and just put your hands down there onto the bonnet and just keep them there and don't move them until I tell you, all right?
What's your name?
You got any sharps on you, you see?
Like all police officers, they're aware that to search someone who might have sharps on him is not a safe occupation. But the sharps he dropped was a plastic tube with a nail in it.
You got any more pins on you at all? You would tell me, wouldn't you, if you have, because I'm just about to put my hands in your pockets.
The situation goes up a couple of notches when the suspect refuses to put his hands on the bonnet.
Keep your hands on the bonnet, please. It's quite simple. Yeah. I'm going to have to put the handcuffs on you if you do that again, all right? You've already taken out something sharp and thrown it on the floor. I'm not prepared to take the risk that you're going to do that again. If you move your hands off the bonnet, I will handcuff you. I'm seeking your cooperation. I don't want to do that because I'm trying to get your cooperation first. Keep your hands on the bonnet. Put them there on the bonnet, please.
That one, there. Don't move them. Simple instruction, yeah?
What are you carrying this round for?
I'm kleptomaniac. I just picked up off the floor.
Rather you weren't carrying it around.
Not happy with him having a 6-inch nail, they confiscate it.
See you later.
Having searched him and found no drugs, they have to let him go.
We gave him advice that if he doesn't want to get into any bother, then don't come down here. That's the moral of the story, I think. What do you three do for a living?
Not everyone who comes into the area is a criminal. Sergeant Dan Ivy spots 3 lads who look like they're lost.
Sorry? Oh, you're in the Navy? All 3 of you? This is Mill Bay, area of Plymouth, yeah?
Yeah.
Lots of prostitutes. You lads have got a reasonable amount of money compared to the people that hang around down here, and there have been a number of street robberies of naval personnel.
They're warned to keep out of the area. It's dangerous and they look prime targets for an attack.
You've got big lottery hands above your heads at the moment, identifying you as naval personnel who are going to come to the attention of the police through being assaulted or worse than that, perhaps being robbed.
Later in the night, PT Steve Brooks and Sergeant Dan Ivy come across a known prostitute.
We've seen what's going on this evening. The legislation, as you know, will suggest that you're soliciting in this area. We've got the evidence to suggest that. Have you had any yellow tickets before?
No, well, years and years ago.
Right, you're going to get one now. It doesn't take very long to do it.
No, that's right.
I don't know if you understand the legislation behind that, but basically if you get 2 of those, two cautions of them, and then you'll be in court.
Because Stonehouse and Millbay are being developed, the police are trying to get the prostitutes off the streets. They do this by issuing yellow tickets, 2 yellows, and they're nicked.
If she gets another one of those within the next 12-month period, then she'll face prosecution. And we've got the evidence for that from the officers in plain clothes and from the CCTV evidence, which will support caution for soliciting as a common prostitute. Job done.
Meanwhile, for the drink driver, it's got a whole lot worse. Having blown positive in the breathalyzer and with possible drugs found in his car, he's arrested. In the holding cells, he's slowly realising what's happened. At the charge room, the arresting officer reads out the list of charges against him.
Gent made off, then my colleagues searched the car and they found a wrap. So he's been arrested at 02:38 for possession of a controlled drug.
Can I just say, never in my life have I ever taken a Class A, which they allege that I have.
Do you understand why you're here?
I understand that
Okay, we've got an authorised detention here so we can carry out a breathalyser procedure on a bigger machine than the one that you used at the roadside, and also so we can secure evidence and obtain evidence by way of questioning you, so you'd be interviewed about the allegation about the drugs in the morning.
That's fine.
Have you been in custody before?
No.
While the man is being charged, the possible drugs found in his car are being bagged as evidence.
The drugs that we've got here with the paper wrap, at some stage in the future, obviously the chap's going to have to answer for what it is and how it's in his possession.
Is he already gone down?
Yeah.
And the official alcohol reading has come through.
He blew 68.
A lot.
Yes,
It's
but
twice
the legal limit.
It was a good spot from the officer that was on Union Street to begin with. And obviously us when he was driving down to Knott Street, and the other officers when they saw him driving into Princess Street where he was located. So yeah, very good spot by all the officers.
But the night was not a complete success. The suspected drug dealer, who was stopped earlier and released, had given a false address. Coming up, how fingertip searchers help capture the criminals, the crime that shocked a community, and the real CSI gets forensic.
Trains are my favourite.
In today's fight against crime, it's not all about kicking doors down and arresting criminals. Behind every successful conviction are hours of methodical police work and painstaking searches. Sunday, 10 a.m. in the Stonehouse area of Plymouth, and officers from D section of Devon and Cornwall's Police Tactical Aid Group are searching for clues to a vicious assault that took place the previous night. Two men, one aged 30 and the other 60, were attacked and robbed of their wallets and mobiles. But luckily for the police, the whole incident was captured on CCTV. Team leader Sergeant Andy Thompson gives the briefing.
Offenders came that way, victims came that way. They met at this post. One offender's gone past them, and the second offender's gone on the outside of them on this inside. And basically, as they've gone past, it's just given a massive left hook as he's gone. There's no way to avoid it out of the blue, and mate, it's just gone slap down to the street.
As with every police search, it has to be done methodically. D-Section cordon off the area where the assault took place and soon find a bloody rag where one man was beaten. Everything is picked up in case it's vital evidence. Nothing is overlooked. Even cigarette butts are taken for potential DNA.
At the moment, I've got my team doing crime scene searching. We've done a very finite fingertip search of the inner scene, which is a small area where the offence actually took place, and we're now doing more open line searches of the more general area, the outer cordoned area, to see if there's anything being dropped or discarded by either the offenders or the victims.
During the expanded line search, police spot a credit card in a drain. It could be vital, it could be nothing, but it has to be checked out.
It's reasonably fresh because it's laying still on top of the mud. It's not completely full of water, so it's quite thick sludge. Straight back, Tommy, look at that.
So it's time to roll up the sleeves and get down there.
Yeah, this month, isn't it? We've actually retrieved the card. It's been listed as stolen property. So what we're doing, we're going to take it back, place it in an evidence pack, and possibly get forensics off the card. So that's quite a good result at the end of the day.
The search has taken 6 hours, and although nothing significant has been found, D-Section is happy they've left no stone unturned. But with CCTV footage providing a clear image of the incident, 2 men have been arrested and charged with the crime. It's early Wednesday morning, and Sergeant Dan Ivey and his team from C-Section of the Tactical Policing Team are on their way to do house-to-house calls for outstanding arrests.
It's called Operation Endurance, and the aim of it is to arrest suspects and offenders for various different incidents and crimes that have occurred in Plymouth. And the majority of those that we have today are for public order or offences involving violence.
First up is the home of a potentially violent person accused of a hate crime. He doesn't live at this address, but a dog does.
What number did she say? Try number. I tell you what, I saw that bloody dog coming around the corner.
They should have gone a few doors down the street. As they approach the new address they've been given, Sergeant Dan Ivey uses the power of rank.
You can go around there this time in case another bloody dog comes out.
This time, no accused and no dog. Further down the road, a woman calls them saying that she has a phone call from the man they want to arrest.
Sorry, who are you speaking to there? Right. It's the police. We need to come and speak to you about something. Could you just let me know where you are so that we can come and speak to you, not bang on everybody's door apart from yours, it would seem. Right, OK, how long will it take you to get there? Right, ideal. All right, mate, we'll see you in a minute. Brilliant, thanks a lot for your help with that, all right? Appreciate that.
Sergeant Dan Ivy arranges to meet the man outside a bookies in town.
He was initially a bit abusive to me down the phone, but when I managed to convince him that it was in his best interest to speak to us, he's decided that he's going to meet us in 10 minutes outside the bookies in town.
True to his word, the man is waiting where he said he would be. For Sergeant Dan Ivy and his team, this has been a result. In another part of town, D-Section Tactical Aid have been called in to search a disused reservoir for a shotgun used in a local robbery. Their job is to look for the gun and any jewellery the suspect may have thrown away.
We're hoping it's all contained in the bag because there's more chance they're likely to find that. If it's down to individual pieces of jewellery, we're obviously going to reassess our search plan.
It's dirty and potentially dangerous work as the disused reservoir is clogged with weeds and visibility is bad.
When you're getting all tangled up, you can barely move.
No one said it's going to be easy.
As the day wears on, it's becoming obvious that this is a needle in a weed stack problem.
Well, the trouble is that weed's so thick, it's difficult.
So until they can clear the weeds, this search will have to wait. Sergeant Dan Ivy's tactical policing team are on their way to the next call.
You're going to love this. This is like the Britain's Got Talent of Plymouth's criminal fraternity.
It appears that the man has been accused of stealing 40 paving slabs and a disc cutter from his workplace.
Intelligence received by the police says that the suspect has recently laid a patio at his home address.
Once again, there is a dog, and once again, no one is home for Sergeant Dan Ivy and his team. But suddenly, his wife turns up.
Hiya, all right?
You know where we can find him?
It seems that the man is at work, and she offers to bring him to the station rather than embarrass him on the job.
What about if you pick him up and take him to Charles Cross?
Yeah, that's
that would
fine.
Be better.
Yeah, I'll go and get him now.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
Back at the station, the man's wife has brought him in. Arrested, he's taken away to find out what happened to those missing paving slabs.
And then just ask at the front office and they'll give you a seat here. Another happy customer.
A section of the tactical policing team are on their way to search a house for evidence in a case that has shocked the community. Thieves have stolen 3 bronze plaques from the War Memorial on Plymouth Hoe. It's a crime that has also shocked the officers who are about to conduct the search.
I think it's very high profile public-wise. It's in the papers, and there's a lot of bad feeling about this. It certainly hits a nerve with a lot of ex-services and currently serving service people. So yeah, we want to resolve this as soon as possible.
Some of the plaques, although cut up, have been recovered. Acting on information, A section decide to raid a house. The police have no problem entering as CID has got hold of the keys. While 2 men's details are being taken, A section split into teams and start to search. First up are some power tools that the police are suspicious of.
And these are brand new. In my opinion, they could be stolen. So we have the power to take these and some investigation on them. But obviously, yeah, they might have been used as well to cut the plaques up.
Another team has found a batch of receipts.
First item I've located is a receipt from a scrap metal company. This scrap metal company is where the plaques were found. Obviously it ties in this gentleman to that scrap metal company. Second item is a purchase agreement for it's for an angle grinder, disc cutter and a spanner. And obviously these items may have been hired to cut up the plaque.
While the two men in the flat wait, officers from A section assemble all the evidence. The two men are arrested and taken away.
Following the search, we have retrieved a number of power tools and electrical items which could possibly have been used in the theft. We currently have two people in custody. They're going to be they're waiting to be interviewed now by CID, and then any of the power tools will be sent off for forensic examination, so we can link it to the crime.
Not all searches have glamour or excitement. Sometimes they're up to their eyes in you-know-what. But it has to be done, and PC's Tony Shergold and Johnny Adkins from Devon and Cornwall's D section are the men to do it.
At the moment there's a missing person inquiry, and there's two lines of inquiry. The person's either come to a sticky end or he's missing. As a result of that, he was seen in this area, was the last known place he was. The area's already been searched by other officers, and we've been tasked today to search the remainder of it, which includes about 6 drains. At this time we're looking for any evidence relating to any incident or to the person himself.
Searching drains is not a nice job, but it's a specific speciality of D section.
Drains are my favourite. No, it's quite clean. These are all storm drains, so all they've got really is water, muck and dirt.
With 5 drains to search that might give a clue to the missing person's whereabouts, it's going to be a long, messy day.
Because the incident happened a while ago, we don't know exactly what the drain level is. Basically what we do is clear it of all, get the water out, get all the leaves out and everything, so it can at least be properly searched. We don't know what we're really looking for. It could be anything from very small items, credit cards, or indeed if it's a murder weapon.
It has to be done properly, and that means getting your hands in it. They've dredged up a purse, but it has no ID, so it will be sent to forensics to see if they can find anything. Throughout the day, they continue their search of the 5 drains.
It's a good get out for the criminal to dispose of their property, perhaps in a panic. You know, not all the time do they want to go and retrieve the item that they're getting rid of. Sometimes they want it got rid of and no one else to find it, and obviously this is a prime spot.
Although nothing has turned up, our officers from the drains can cross the area off the list and go back to base.
Some people within the police service, I mean, that would be a job that they just would not want to do. But then they do lots of jobs that we wouldn't want to do. So it is horses for courses, really. We're strange, but sometimes we think they're strange.
It's a busy Saturday morning, and PC's Anna Hunkin and Rob Byers are patrolling in the rapid response car when they get a shout.
We're currently looking for a missing person from a residential home. He's 84 years old. Obviously due to the weather and his age, we've got all the units in Plymouth looking for him at this time.
With the weather worsening, concern is growing for his safety. But they've had a call that he might have been spotted in a newsagent.
The CCTV cameras in the city centre have spotted a guy matching a similar description going into a spa shop on Royal Parade. So we're going to go down and just see whether it's our missing person.
Hello chap, what's your name?
Hi madam.
Basically we've got a missing person out at the moment. You're matching his description, so we just need to have a chat and just see if you're the gentleman.
It turns out to be a false alarm. It's the wrong person. But they have another call that someone matching his description has been found on the university campus.
Let's hope it's him.
When PC's Anna Hunkin and Rob Byers arrive, another unit is already there, and it is the missing man. He's fine and well, and just a little confused as to his whereabouts.
Hello.
That's it, and even a good-looking police officer to greet, right? Especially that one, I'll say.
The elderly man is being given a lift back to his house, and for PC and Hunkin, it's a great result.
Excellent result. Very good result.
Coming up,
Does Dartmouth love to groove?
the music festival that rocks a town.
Get over here, calm yourself down.
And a man who's really not happy with the repairs on his car.
I didn't attack anyone. I didn't attack anyone.
It's the weekend, and C-Section of Devon and Cornwall's Tactical Aid Group are on patrol at the music festival in Dartmouth. Usually the reserve of middle-class holidaymakers, once a year the town is invaded by teenagers. The main problems for the police are underage drinking and smoking cannabis.
We're talking about 13, 14-year-olds who, for some reason, their parents let them come out, let them drink, let them get drunk, they congregate in big gangs. And to be fair, they're having fun. They're being silly, they're playing silly games like 13, 14-year-olds do. However, when alcohol's on board as well, we turn up and they're a little bit more cheeky than they would be without the drink.
The biggest problem the police have is stopping the kids from getting the booze. Many are too young to buy it and rely on older friends to get it for them.
How old are you, my love?
I'm 16.
Oh yeah, why are you drinking? I've just seen you put a bottle back there. Whose is this box here?
This mine.
Is it, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, listen mate, I'm going to seize this from you, okay, because underage people are drinking your beer and you're not having it, okay? You're going to just take this, don't get involved guys, just don't get involved, all right? I don't hear anyone shouting anything, just don't get involved. You're going to bring a crate of beer out, you're going to have to be careful who's drinking it, aren't you?
The man is cautioned and his stash of booze is taken from him.
Basically because he's supplying to an underage female, I've seized them from him. They'll be at Dartmouth Police Station. Hopefully he won't be able to give any more drinks out to anyone tonight.
But for the police, it's just one big cat and mouse game to try and keep ahead of the teenagers who want to drink.
Once we've caught them once, they're ready for us, and every time we come back now, I think there'll be little spotters out looking for us approaching and the beer gets hidden away. So it's very rare we'll get another stash of bottles like we did before.
Toffees in your bag, my love. What the fuck? Oh, let's see your language.
And even when these underage drinkers do get caught, they can't see what they're doing wrong. With her name in the book and her booze taken from her, this girl is not happy.
To see how cheesed off she looked, as if we're sort of putting her out, and you know, in the end, if she drank all of that, what state is she going to be in? A 16-year-old girl. You know, she's mixing it with us. She'll be blind drunk in a couple of hours, causing us more problems, won't she? I'd imagine this liquor store's going to be quite full by the end of the night, isn't it? Hey?
It's Saturday morning in the south central area of Plymouth. PT John Kerridge-Smith, known to his mates as Kermit, is called by other officers to an incident at a garage.
Going to an aggressive male who's refusing to leave, being aggressive towards staff and threatening them.
A row has got out of hand because a customer refuses to pay for repairs on a car he brought to his local garage. PT John Kerridge-Smith has to try and sort out who said what and who threatened who.
That's an issue for him to take up with the solicitor should he want to do that.
PT Kerridge-Smith has to put a bit of common sense on this and suggests, as it's a civil matter, if the owner doesn't like the customer, don't serve him.
He's being given strong words of advice now about his behaviour. And the fact that this can't continue and he can't do that, and he's being told the consequences of his actions should he continue in his manner, which is not exactly the best course of action for him to take.
But the other man still feels aggrieved and is in danger of getting nicked.
I'm not attacking you. I did not attack you. Okay. I didn't attack anyone. I didn't attack anyone. I didn't attack anyone. You said I'm attacking. Listen. Do I did that to you? You told me before. You said me before. You killed me. You said you're lying. Hey, you're lying. Listen, I want to
really not worth the hassle.
With the man in his car, he's given one final piece of advice and told to go on his way.
Like I said, at the moment this is not the time to discuss.
But I want my car, no second hand, new. Because I don't want to come in this garage.
Okay, well that's up to you, isn't it? That's up to you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It could have turned nasty, but common sense and good policing came through.
Right, cheers for that, mate. The gentleman that you saw me speaking to basically said, I'll fit you a brand new clutch then if you go and buy it. He wasn't happy with that, so he's basically just been effing and blinding at him. As you see, he's made threats like that. They don't perceive him to be real. And they've all just been offered words of advice really about the civil matter about the car and just about his behaviour really, so hopefully that'll be the end of that, hopefully.
It's now Saturday night and the Dartmouth Music Festival is racking up the energy levels. Despite the weather, thousands have flocked to hear the music, to dance and to drink. As the night gets into top gear, drink levels are fueling excitement and aggression. Tactical Aid Group C-Section are at full stretch to contain the crowds.
Shut up! Don't you fucking just bullshit. Oh, look, mate, no. Don't, it's alright. Oi, don't annoy me. Get over here. Calm yourself down.
They've arrived just in time. Two men have just started a fight and it's up to PC Simon Boubier to sort it out.
I'm going to Thomas. Right. He starts on me whenever I see him. Right. Just threatening to get his brothers on me. This, that and the other.
It seems like a case of handbag throwing and PC Boubier swiftly diffuses the situation.
As a suggestion, why don't you move on to another pub and then you won't have a problem here. If you see him again, you be the adult and you move on. It will save you getting in trouble. So have a good night, stay out of trouble. If you see this other chap, walk away.
With the sting taken out of the argument, everyone seems happy.
So it was all calmed down now and the other lad's gone on his way and words of advice and everyone's happy. No further problems and as you can hear, it's all calm in there.
Around the corner, Sergeant Tony Willis and PC Vicky Howell are involved in a shooting incident. Luckily, it's with a group of camera-happy tourists.
Hurry up!
We like men in uniform, it's all right.
All right, too.
Good food though, isn't it?
The Dartmouth Music Festival is finally grinding down. As the pubs begin to empty and the task of clearing up begins, C-Section's Sergeant Tony Willis and PC Vicky Howell can reflect on the night's action.
From our point of view, everyone's made their way away from the area quite quickly once the final band's finished because of the rain, which helps us.
It's the same old story with the kids though. It's, you know, every time we come to these events, it's always the kids and it's always the alcohol that causes the most problems. Antisocial behaviour basically. It's trying to get a balance between letting the kids do what they want to do but stopping them from crossing the line basically.
Coming up on Brit Cops Frontline Crime, the police action series exclusive to Bravo. In Wales, raids, violent arrests and high-speed chasers. Devon and Cornwall's specialist units take on vice.
How much is she charging you?
And the cruel sea. And in London, the Met tackle armed criminals and drug dealers.
Large bag of cannabis.
Bravo's cameras capture all the action as these cops catch the criminals.
Right, you're next.
In North London, a man wanted for blackmail is trying to get away from police using a transit van as a battering ram.
Yeah, we're still behind the vehicle.
Anyone who gets in his way is at risk, and the police cars behind can't stop him. But help is at hand. 1,000 feet above the van is a police helicopter.
No, we're over here, down, thank you.
The desperate man is now caught on its camera, and the helicopter crew will take charge of the pursuit.
MP, wrong side of the roundabout. Total disregard for other road users.
The man's also a disqualified driver.
Now on the pavement, forcing his way through.
And the penalty for blackmail is up to 14 years in prison.
Currently a stop, completely bolt,
The van weighs nearly 2 tons. Enough to make the difference and avoid arrest.
Stand by, MP, he's completely bolt, got officers approaching the vehicle now. Forcing his way through traffic.
By his manner of driving, it was obvious that he didn't want to get caught.
If you could just back up slightly.
Tonight, how the Sky Cops deal with desperate criminals.
Received MP, it's eastbound Kensington High Street at the moment.
The rookies get their chance to shine. As they chase criminals prepared to risk life and limb to get away.
Looks like he's down, he's injured. 120 mile an hour.
Drivers who are beyond the limit.
It's crashed, MP, it's crashed.
And London gets a new helicopter, enabling its Sky Cops to get even closer.
You think you're invisible, but not to us.
That window was not open at first.
Once we're overhead, they're not going to get away.
Into the curbside, overtaking whilst
in
oncoming
Enfield,
traffic.
North London, police officers are still pursuing the driver using a transit van as a getaway vehicle. Top speed, 70 miles an hour.
Bend, almost a collision with an oncoming vehicle.
Above him, London's Sky Cops continue to follow and watch. Their top speed, 140 miles an hour.
Approaching major junction, heavy traffic, wrong side of the road.
He wasn't going to stop. He was intent on getting away. There was something amiss. He'd obviously done something he didn't want to get caught for.
The van driver doesn't know a helicopter is above him, and the Sky Cops don't know what the desperate man is wanted for. But they are beginning to realise that they are now involved in a chase which cannot be ended in the usual way.
We can have 2 units only, please, engaged in this.
When we call off the ground units, we still want them to shadow the chase, but we don't want them actually in a pursuit mode.
All other units pull back, from 9-9.
If we've got police cars chasing, that's going to cause the driver to drive faster and more dangerously, more recklessly, putting the public in more danger.
The driver has more than one trick up his sleeve.
It's across the grass, stand by for options, 4 possible options.
As the Sky Cops continue to record the trail of destruction.
It's a collision, no big.
Another crash.
Immediately behind.
A car bumper is ripped clean off.
There are no IRBs in this follow. And the bandit is slowed by oncoming traffic. Forcing his way through another collision, taking the door mirror off a silver vehicle.
The chase has now been going on for half an hour, and there's no sign of the fugitive tiring or looking to stop.
Coming up to a major junction, the red ATS forcing his way through on the offside of the road. It's now the wrong way down the carriageway towards the A10 junction.
It was just driving like a complete lunatic, no regard to any other road users, either on and off the road. He was on pavement, and he just quite plainly was not going to stop until he either ran out of fuel or crashed or whatever.
Very, very heavy traffic, red ATS, still wrong side of the road. Stand by. It's now a left, A10.
The Sky Cops' tactic of chasing police cars to back off and wait till their runaways give up or run out of fuel isn't working today. The helicopter is starting to run low.
MP from 99, we're getting low on fuel, approximately 10 minutes fuel left. We're now approaching the
We're talking to the pilot all the time. He's giving us updates on the amount of fuel we've got left.
Approaching a roundabout, MP, wrong side of the road.
There's always the occasion that the good jobs come out towards the end of your fuel load and you have to break off, otherwise we fall out the sky.
Red ATS ahead, stand by. Wrong side the road, MP. Coming up
The situation is critical, but there's no sign the pace is slowing.
And it's back to his own side of the road, continuing southbound.
If the Sky Cops have to pull off to refuel, this desperate driver stands a good chance of getting away.
Green ATS, stand by. It looks as if it's going to be a right into Bullsmore, forcing its way across traffic.
But at last there's a change. The van appears to be slowing.
Go on for road. Bulked at the moment by reasonably heavy traffic. Target has slowed, and it's now a right. Stand by for road name. It's a dead end. This road is a dead end. Stand by, MP. Looks like the driver's out. Yeah, this is a decamp, MP. Stand by, MP.
The driver is now on foot, but inside a garage. All the Sky Cops can do is hope the officers on the ground are close enough.
I don't know whether he was getting his tyres changed or what. He'd had enough, but it was really just try and get away any way he possibly could.
There's sufficient units on scene. There may be one in custody.
The guys on the ground were there with the dog as well, and he was detained quite quickly.
Right, we're having you, mate. One, yeah, and the one in the night.
Just in time. The Sky Cops must return to base.
Right, so received, we're going to go. We're practically on vapour at the moment.
London's police helicopter carries the call sign India 99. Home is 5 minutes flying time from the centre of London, Lippets Hill in Essex.
Now set for landing.
Right on the edge of Epping Forest, it's a historic site from a bygone era. A former prisoner of war camp for Italians dating back to the 1940s. And today is the end of another era. This police helicopter has just flown its final mission.
Good stuff, boys. Yeah, nice one.
After 10 years of service with the Metropolitan Police, the fleet of 3 helicopters is to be sold off. For the pilots, it's not a moment too soon.
Our right-hand generator won't come online. There's a heap of junk, this aircraft.
Because of their age and they'd had various modifications and they hadn't all had the same modifications, they did have their own quirks. And one of them in particular was a rattling machine. The engineers are very capable at fixing the machines, but they can only do so much.
Well, it works. Can't do it. They're shut down.
They were coming to the end of their life. We'd had them 10 years. They've all got over 10,000 flying hours on them, and they were starting to feel it.
Was it Victor Meldrew? I don't believe it.
You might be expected to have a bit of nostalgia about a machine that you've flown for a few years and a few thousand hours, but I must admit, I'm not sad to see them go.
It's out with the old, and in with the new. A £5 million purpose-built crime-fighting machine. They're bigger, faster, can fly for much longer, and feature the very latest in anti-crime technology, both inside and out.
Oh, it's a lovely machine. It's like having your Mondeo taken away and being given a Ferrari as a company car.
They are unique machines, capable of carrying teams of firearm officers or special forces for rapid deployment anywhere in London. Sergeant Richard Brandon has spent the last 2 years planning and overseeing the construction of the new helicopters. For the first time, a police officer has been allowed to use his crime-fighting skills to decide on what equipment the helicopter has on board.
Technologically, this is a massive development from the Squirrel aircraft. At a very base level, it's a huge space, so it's a very versatile airframe. One of the biggest innovations is this quad screen. And the screen's a touch screen technology, so it allows me to bring any one of those 4 images up for a full screen view. And when I'm finished looking at that, go back to my quad screen display. And it allows me quite clearly to see the detail that I need to see, but as well as that, to get a situational overview. This is certainly one of the most advanced, if not the most advanced police helicopter flying today.
At the Sky Cops base, it's one of the biggest days in the Air Support Unit's history. The formal unveiling of the new fleet.
Today's the official handover of the 3 new aircraft to the Metropolitan Police Air Support Unit. It's obviously a great pleasure to be operating a brand new aircraft, state-of-the-art machine. It's very exciting, just like big boys' toys. Very, very nice aircraft to operate.
All the top brass are here, including the boss. They are seeing for the first time what £15 million can buy.
You've got capacity in the back there to carry 6 people safely.
Let's have a look.
It makes a massive difference.
Gosh, that makes a huge difference.
For me, today is a very proud day. I'm, genuinely pleased to see the aircraft come into service. Genuinely happy that everybody that's flown in them likes them. We've got to deliver now. We've said we could do it. Now we've got to prove we can.
Mean every single one of this unit's 28 police air observers and civilian pilots must be retrained.
Okay, do a proactive test now, so if you stand by, I'll just get some details.
Sergeant Brandon must teach them all how to master a new bag of tricks and bring his baby to life.
We're looking at basically the Ulster town centre area, around the one-way system.
But while Sergeant Brandon trains, criminals are trying to take advantage. In East London, the police are after a burglar who's trying to escape in a black Volkswagen, stolen from a house that the man robbed last night.
Kilo Golf 1-2, proceed, I've lost the stolen vehicle. Any unit assistant?
He is driving so dangerously that a helicopter is urgently needed. The chase is taking place less than a minute from the Sky Cops base, and a second helicopter is already being scrambled.
He's just saying southbound, he's just driven on the wrong side of the road in front of the police station.
There he is. Past the junction now, good.
The shoot that's going on at the moment, just to let you know, he's hit 2 vehicles here, one of them's completely undrivable.
No time now to learn any new tricks. This calls for experience, and Rear Observer PC Norman has plenty of that. He's been a Sky Cop for 8 years.
Yeah, ground units from Indy 99, we are overheading downlinking.
Downlinking means the helicopter's pictures are being beamed into New Scotland Yard.
The suspect clearly didn't want to be stopped, and the manner of their driving was extremely dangerous. They spent some time on the central reservation in trying to evade the police in the hope that the pursuing vehicles on the ground won't be able to follow.
The vehicle is now westbound on the A124 Ridge Road.
Vehicle's out the wrong way on the A13, wrong way A13.
By driving on the wrong side of the road, the car thief has made sure the police cars can't follow him.
When the vehicle decided to go the wrong way up the A13, obviously I had to make a decision as to whether it was appropriate or not for vehicles to follow him.
No police vehicles in pursuit at this stage.
This chase has now become so fast and so furious that PC Norman has no choice. Everyone is going to have to back off.
So, ground vehicles disengage, India 999 at this stage,
I wouldn't say it was an easy decision, but it can become cut and dry. When you look at certain situations and you think this could really cause serious harm to a member of the public if we allow it to continue. It's driving very erratically and very dangerously, really.
Just coming up to the outskirts.
He's going to end up killing someone. I don't want to be here. Difficult to watch this, actually. Yeah.
The stolen car came within inches of hitting not one, but 2 other cars.
MP, the vehicle is junction now, Longbridge Road with Foreshore Avenue, the roundabout.
The Volkswagen isn't going as fast as it could. Its front tyres are shot.
That tyre's gone.
Damaged when the thief drove off-road. But he isn't showing any signs of stopping.
Both front wheels have gone. He's doing well.
So too is India 99, thanks to her pilot, a former military helicopter combat flyer who's just become a Sky Cop.
I'm coming through, just have a look.
His job is to keep the stolen car in sight without letting the driver know he's being followed from above.
Having to utilise all your flying skills to position the aircraft, keep up with the pursuit, and listen to what's happening between the police and the observers. And a lot of experience from the military comes forward into that. It's akin to a combat situation in a way sometimes.
And it's straight over southbound.
And this battle is getting harder by the second.
Exit, which is the A13 towards London.
The vehicle was moving towards London, more importantly moving towards City Airport. So it was quite important that the observers liaised with the pilot and the pilot in turn liaised with air traffic control to ensure that there weren't any air traffic issues which would get in the way of the pursuit.
The wrong side of the road, no traffic immediately towards as we speak.
Around 300 flights land and take off from City Airport every day. If India 99 gets in the way, there'll not only be danger, but also massive disruption.
So you've got to not only watch what the aircraft is doing, we've got to listen to air traffic and maintain a situational awareness so that you don't start endangering other people, such as airliners and stuff.
Now northbound, which is across the Connaught Bridge towards City Airport.
As the desperate driver continues to take chances, the Sky Cops are at last managing to get police cars into position to try and stop him.
He's across the road now, he's back onto the right side of the road, westbound, and this time he is the correct side of the road.
The plan is to box him in, as his disintegrating tyres force him to slow down.
Yeah, P from Indy 99, vehicle is now westbound Woolwich Road. There's ground units for saying it looks like the tyre's out, and there are units now behind in case there is a decamp over.
There'll be a hard right turn if you decamp.
Probably because they realised they were becoming hemmed in, they started to slow down. But there were a large number of police vehicles behind them.
Yeah, that's good. Nice positioning.
It's going to be a decamp.
Remember, Chris, you're going to go with...
It's now clear that the two men in the car want out, at any cost.
We weren't initially that sure why they were slowing down. However, it then became apparent that they were looking for somewhere to run from the vehicle.
Remember, Chris, you're going to go with the driver, yeah?
Yeah. Any occupants entry on?
I'm not sure if they planned for where they ended up stopping, because when they got out of the vehicle, they didn't have many places to go, so they ran to a wall, which unfortunately from their point of view, when they looked over the top of it, they'd have seen there was about a 40-foot drop. It looked from where we were as if they were prepared to take the risk of jumping, which in my view would have probably put their lives at risk. However, fortunately for them, the police officers that were pursuing managed to stop them from doing that, and it probably saved their lives. The suspects were detained and taken away.
Every day, London Sky Cops get 100 requests for help. The control tower at the base is their nerve centre.
LOS support unit.
Calling the shots today is Cara Bond.
My role here basically is to go through all the incoming calls, sift any requests and decide whether they're suitable for us to attend to, and then dispatch the aircraft to the job if necessary, whether they're on the ground or in the air.
While it's business as usual for most of the duty air crew, it's a day of reckoning for 12 visitors.
So once I've scored your number, if you just come stand here by the green wall, I'll just take a quick picture of you.
Miller.
Each is a serving police officer, desperate to fill one of the 2 vacancies in the Sky Cops team.
This week is the final phase, if you like. We're down to the last 12 contenders. We've got 2 posts available, but if all 12 don't make the standard, then nobody will be selected.
Brandon?
It's something I've always wanted to do since I've joined. A bit of a childhood dream as well.
When I joined the job over 10 years ago, this is where I sought to be, and this is my opportunity.
If you come across well and you're yourself, then hopefully they'll decide whether you're any good for the job or not. This is actually horrible.
And it's going to get worse. All these wannabe Sky Cops are going to be tested to the limit.
We're looking for people who have some understanding of what the police expect on the ground from the aircraft, but also we're expecting them to be able to work in that unique environment, be able to work as a member of a small team, be able to listen to several conversations at a time, be able to manage technology. So that's part of the individual that we're looking for.
London Sky Cops have 3 helicopters. Each aircraft has a crew of 3, a pilot and 2 police observers.
We're complete now. We're going to leave the area to the northwest.
Many of their tasks aren't linked to crime. Today they're off to watch the beautiful game. Tottenham are playing Arsenal at home, and there could be trouble.
If everyone's one, I'm just going to wander around.
Okay, if you reach up with your left hand, Bill, if you reach down with your left hand.
Meanwhile, deep in Epping Forest, the wannabe Sky Cops are facing their worst nightmare, the assault course.
You are over your time.
Now you start to see the natural sort of people coming out. They were talking. People are starting to come out of their shed a little bit.
Every one of the 12 contenders must literally reach for the sky.
Remember, don't touch the rope. This is not fun.
And undergo a leap of faith.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're looking to move into winching and operations like that, which do involve moving around the aircraft. And this will test that. It does test your levels of fitness and confidence as well with heights.
Well done.
Well done.
I think we all volunteered for this. It's mad.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
You are under a lot of pressure to get it right all the time. So as the week went on and the pressure built, someone who was maybe trying to be someone they're not, the pressure would get to them.
Remember what we said about all for one and everyone goes, yeah, I blow that guy, it's every man for himself.
They're trying to get on and show that they're members of a team, that they can play the team thing, and yet deep down they know that they're in competition with their peers.
Come on, keep going.
The candidate that goes forward should be the most suitable for the job, so I can understand why it is quite as strenuous and as long as it is.
To do well today and for me to do well for the rest of the week means everything.
Come on, go away.
The wings would be a huge personal achievement for me.
More on it.
All the way up there, look.
Yes, if all those units are this evening,
blocked up both directions.
In Tottenham, the soccer fans aren't kicking off yet, but in 9-9 there's another game afoot.
I was watching the rugby last night in the pub, and that is good. The difference between them and football is just unbelievable, isn't it? Just overpaid. No, it's not. Of course they're overpaid. No, they're not.
Back at Lippets Hill, the 12 coppers are still trying to impress.
See, I was just waiting for him to liven it up a bit. Open up the door and
I think even at this stage, 3 or 4 of the individuals are just a little bit more noticeable because of the way they're presenting themselves at the moment.
That's always me. We all want the job really badly. We all seem to get on, but you can't help but look at each other as competition.
It's definitely a competitive environment this week. There's 12 of us here. I think we've all got to try and be number one.
The worst bit for me, I think,
PC Dalton is a fully fledged Sky Cop. Just this time last year, he too was in the same boat as these applicants.
Funny to see them all here. It seems like only yesterday that I was doing it myself, and they're going to be quite stressed out. But I think that's part of the test in itself. Some people thrive on pressure. Other people, it starts to show. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on.
You're going to be looking aircraft eye view of a pursuit. So when you look down and you see a car go that way, it's going that way across the screen, but it's doing a left, so try and keep your spatial awareness up. And what I'd like you to do with your markers is just trace the route that you think the car is taking on the bit of paper with your highlighter pen.
All video material recorded by the Sky Cops is potential evidence, and every air observer must be able to keep the camera locked on and fully focused, even when the helicopter is going in a different direction.
Here they are. Got him.
Yeah, we're recording.
You can get a bit tunnel vision. You tend to be more that way when you start using it because you're so intent on the controls and the screen, and you tend to get drawn in. But one of the side effects of that is that you start to get a little bit of motion sickness. But once you get handy with the way it works, you can then run it, and so it's working for you rather than the other way around. If you lose it, don't wig out, because that's the point where the whole world starts spinning and everything goes, oh, I've lost it, oh, and you know, because it happens for real. The idea of this is to see if you can cope with it. Now, on page 122...
It was very difficult.
if you lose direction within just a few seconds, you find yourself going entirely the wrong direction, and I just kind of lost it at one point.
PC Dalton no longer loses it, but he's only been a fully qualified Sky Cop for 12 weeks. He's still a rookie.
India 99, receiving India Lima. Yeah, chaps, don't forget you've got that drugs warrant to assist with over on Quebec Alpha's ground. Looking to go in about 3:30.
The Met are about to raid a suspected drug dealer's house.
We've got information received that the occupiers are dealing crack cocaine and heroin. The information also states that they're actually now accepting stolen goods as a form of payment for the drugs. Air support unit are going to be there waiting as well, so if they do slip past you, they're not going to get away from the helicopter.
This is Rookie's Day. Every one of these officers is on their first drugs bust.
Completing an EAB, whatever.
They've just finished their training, and like PC Dalton in India 99, they're learning lessons.
If you slow it now, it should be the block of flats to the right, with that block there. Once they go in, we can go right in.
It's the sort of job that we get involved in quite regularly. The back of the property may be inaccessible by means of gardens or a railway line or a major road or something, which they just don't have the capacity of officers to cover. So that's where the aircraft comes into its own, and we can be on the lookout for anybody that decides to try and do a runner or to dispose of evidence.
Good afternoon to you. Just to let you know, we are nearby.
We're at the RBP outside the police station. We'll be leaving in a few minutes.
A few days ago, these officers were in training. This time, it's for real.
Yeah, sit there with the enforcer, because you'll be first out running at the door with it. Well, you'll be running a bit slower than them. Right, Alia.
1,000 feet over the intended target, the Sky Cops are already waiting.
This is a nice angle, Rich, because obviously we've got the tree there, but...
India 99, we're at the location now. Over.
All received. Moving in now.
India 99 must cover the back, in case the plan goes wrong and the suspects run for it.
Hey!
Police, stay where you are!
Police!
Please get out!
Police! Police! I'm not kidding! What are you doing? You fight! Get up! Get up! Move! Oi, get that camera out!
We've got a warrant to come and search your address, okay? So that's what we're going to do now.
Not much further. That's good there, mate. Beautiful.
As 99 hovers, the rookies below are making progress.
Give everybody in the room down there.
It's a bust right out of the textbook, way out.
Tension's really high because you don't know what to expect behind the door. I mean, it could be anything, it could be someone with weapons, or you don't know how many people are in there and how they're going to react. In the classroom, everyone stands still and they do exactly what you tell them to do. But when you get out on the streets, it's a completely different scenario.
Calm down now! No, you're not coming in my house like this!
I appreciate you don't want to see it. I appreciate that's frustrating for you, but we are going to have to search the address, alright?
You do what you want, mate.
So that's what we're going to do now.
Is anyone else in? And now there's a problem. The rookies need to get a drug dog in to search the place. They can't because there's a cat about.
Haven't seen the cat. A baby on the sofa or something.
The rookies haven't only managed to find the cat, they've also got credit cards that shouldn't be there and an imitation firearm, but no drugs.
Alright, these old bank documents with someone else's name as well.
Sorry?
All the documents someone else's name. Did you want to swap and you can take your photographs? We've got exhibits already in the living room. What's the first exhibit going to be? Do you know it?
The first exhibit is going
It's going to be that credit card.
Thank you very much, India 99.
Premises secured, 99 over.
Yes, premises secure. Thank you, India 99.
Outstanding.
RTB. Roger.
Calm down.
The crew of 99 are very calm and on their way home.
A success. Nobody came out the back, and the premises was secure. Anybody that was inside was restrained, etc. And that's the ideal scenario.
7 p.m. The night shift is on the case. Duty pilot Captain Watts is a worried man. The weather's turning nasty, and that means difficult flying conditions.
As you get waves of rain and drizzle come through, but it is going to be pretty grim down to kind of a few hundred feet and a couple thousand metres.
Julie McEwen commands the control room, and she's found something for 9-9. A lead thief.
Engine on 9, Lima.
A man has been seen stealing lead from the roof of an old folks' home in Croydon in South London.
Audio tank 2, yeah, select.
He's been chased into gardens nearby, but it's so dark he can't be found.
Heading out that in a southwestish, isn't he? So I'm just going to try and cut him off.
This is where the Sky Cops come into their own. It can take cops on the ground 450 hours to search 1 kilometre of gardens, but with their thermal imaging camera, the Sky Cops can do it in just 12 minutes.
And when you see it on the thermal imaging camera, you don't realise just how black it is down there. It's impossible to see anything. And the chap also thought he had a nice hiding place.
Oh, that's looking good. That looks like that might be our man. It might well be.
Blue line is through a fence.
Yeah, the officer that's with the dog handler, if you go back towards the alleyway, it'll be on your right-hand side where the fence appears to meet, I think it's a gazebo or an outbuilding. The suspect's tucked right against the fence as you look at the dog on your right-hand side.
The dog section have close contact with the air support unit. They come up here and train with us. So a lot of the time, if we've got foot duty units on the ground and a dog handler, we'll normally liaise with the dog handler, and it's also good training for the dog if we do get a suspect.
The dog about to get some training is called Cara, and her handler can't see the lead thief, even though he's only feet away.
I shouted out a warning, asking the chap to come out, give himself up, otherwise a police dog would be deployed to find him. He refused to come out.
The dog's found him.
Yeah, the dog's got the suspect now. We can have units in. Poor chap's losing his trousers.
The dog's going to take him to the nick, I think.
Just going to drag him all the way there.
Have you got any units to assist the dog bag?
The whole area was pitch black, and you can't see anything. It's not uncommon in this day and age for them to be armed with a weapon or if not a firearm. It's much better to deploy a police dog so I can enter an area knowing that my dog will find it before it becomes a threat to me.
Dog handler's now talking the suspect out to the fence line. We've got several officers waiting to greet him. One direct. Zulu, any more outstanding?
From Zulu Delta, that's all at this moment in time. Thanks very much for your assistance, Zulu Delta.
Tonight, like many nights, the Sky Cops spend many hours doing nothing.
We keep ourselves busy, we'll get some dinner, watch a bit of TV, do some paperwork, and after about 4 or 5 hours, and it's getting late at night, then you start to feel kind of weary. So you just got to keep yourself motivated. So yeah, it can be frustrating, but you just got to find things to do. Read a book.
It's 2 in the morning, and there's trouble on the way.
Speed increasing up to 90 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone.
A young woman has stolen a car after a burglary in Essex, and she and her male accomplice are trying to get away from the police who tried to stop her.
We're in the fast lane heading towards Barking, Pete.
India 99 crew, please, to the aircraft. Thanks.
They're heading into London.
Stand by right. Okay.
A job for India 99 and the Met Sky Cops.
Ready to check.
Stand 813. 872.
99's pursuit commander tonight is PC Ayres, who is surprised by what is racing along the carriageway beneath.
Within sight, 110 mile an hour.
I've not heard of too many pursuits involving female drivers.
120 mile an hour.
India 99, India 99, are you receiving? Can you give your ETA if you have a...
FPNG 99, we're at the next roundabout, waiting for them to come towards.
We were probably there 10 minutes, identified it, we get established on scene, make sure all the crew are happy, what they're looking at. Then we take up as ground commander.
We're overhead now, there's no change, still A13, lane 2 of 2.
2 of 2 received.
With a maximum speed of 175 miles an hour, the Met's new helicopter will have no problem keeping up with the speeding car.
Kilo 10, that's just you for Thanks City 99, keep up the commentary, okay.
The trick is to find a way of getting traffic cops in front of it to slow it down. But tonight, there's no time for that.
Stand by for direction, he's into lane 1, he's now lost it, it's crashed MP, it's crashed A13. Stand by for the junction name. Vehicle stopped, police units on scene.
You're thinking about, are we going to need other emergency services? Are there going to be injuries in the car?
99, crashed, received, ambulance on way to them, together.
Although they may be potential criminals and have fled from police, you've still got to think about their safety as well.
Amazingly, the driver and her passenger are uninjured. A lucky escape, but not for long.
There are 2 suspects that have been arrested, both the driver and the male passenger. Information units, it's an IC4 female was the driver. She claims to be pregnant, would you believe? No other assistance is required at this stage.
At 110 miles an hour, anything could have happened.
It looks fairly dramatic on film. Fortunately, the Armco, the central reservation, is designed to take an impact. So that would have taken the speed out of the crash.
We're almost done here, we're going to start routing back towards base.
Many thanks to Oscar Juliet 90 for the commentary, many thanks to India 99.
West London.
Vehicle accelerated now at 6060 miles per hour.
A man wanted by 3 different police forces is trying to escape from the Metropolitan Police. Also on his tail are the Sky Cops in India 99.
The speed is 7070 towards the road is clear.
The car is stolen and the man in it is a suspected kidnapper.
Okay, there's a hospital
there. That's on the nose with the blue line.
Okay, yeah, I've got it, I'm following it.
That's it? Yeah, you've got it on screen.
He's barely keeping control. He'd lost at least one of the tyres, so it was only a matter of time before it got a lot more serious.
The speed is 7070 miles per hour. The roads are clear. Minor roadworks, going through a green light. Vehicle is still at 70 miles per hour. Which one is it?
Controlling 99's camera is a rookie Sky Cop, PC Boxhall Hunt.
When we arrived, and it had been going on for some time, and the driving had been getting worse and worse. He had gone up the wrong way round Hammersmith one-way system and had gone head-on with other cars, so it's quite important that we got there.
Which one is it?
In the back seat is a veteran Sky Cop, PC Redhead.
Tango 1, Tango 3, if you could just back off slightly. India 99 to take over the commentary, please, Ambulance.
Received MP, it's eastbound Kensington High Street at the moment.
The desperate man is heading into the centre of London. PC Redhead is now in charge of the pursuit and everyone involved in it.
Can we go down a little bit, Chris, if you're happy?
Yeah.
At the controls of 99 is another new boy, Captain Daly, a former army pilot.
In a way, it's very akin to tactical flying because it's a very fluid situation. You're having to make very quick decisions. You're having to utilise all your flying skills to position the aircraft, keep up with the pursuit, and listen to what's happening between the police and the observers. So it uses all your skills, really, and a lot of experience from the military comes forward into that.
It's going to loosen behind the back of this building. It's going to try and bring it.
Yeah, go for it. I can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's lost behind the building.
It's now 6 a.m. and the situation on the ground is getting worse. The wanted man is also a disqualified driver, and the stolen car is falling to pieces.
It's
really heating up at the back there.
Right. And it's now wrong side of the roundabout, northbound up the southbound track of Park Lane, and it's off, back towards High Park Corner.
It's going to be a decap, decap. I'm going with the driver. Decap.
It's still dark on the streets, and the police on the ground can't see the fugitive or where he's heading, but the Sky Cops can.
Oh, that's got to hurt.
Down in towards the underpass.
Looks like he's down. He's injured. Coming up from. Get back around, Chris.
We could see that it was quite high, 20-30 foot drop on the other side, but he obviously couldn't at night, so he jumped over what he thought was a low fence and then dropped.
Right, units with blues, stop. He's over the barriers on your right, and MP, consider an ambulance. He's lying on the ground at the base of where he dropped down. I don't know if he's hiding or whether he's injured. Yeah, he's definitely not moving. I wouldn't have done that, actually.
No.
And officers approaching now.
Yes, that's all received. We'll get an ambulance called down for you.
5, please.
One detained in cuffs on the floor, over.
Sometimes you do catch your breath and gasp at things that happen. They like to push the limits all the time, and those limits are always changing and increasing.
I think we'll leave it to him, guys. Is it dusk yet? Got time for another follow now.
Time for what?
Another follow.
How about a cup of tea? Can I get a cup of tea?
You haven't earned it yet.
Hey, that was a good chase, that. I wanted it to go on longer. I was all over it. Good result. Yeah.
It's the final day of the final week of assessment for the 12 wannabe Sky Cops, and 7 of those are about to be sent home.
We're all full of nerves today. Today's the make or break.
Only 5 will be given the opportunity of a lifetime to continue the assessment with a flight in India 99.
We've done our best. Each of us have done our best, and that's all we can do.
Sergeant Brandon is the unit's chief instructor and the Sky Cop with the veto.
Working environment as we can. The not ready pile I'm happy with, and stands. The contenders and the thinkabouts have been a bit of shuffling around.
Yeah, there's a couple that from the start have looked very, very good.
They've looked good throughout the week, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the people we've chosen. I'm happy to put them in a flight test.
The moment of truth.
I remember how I felt, thinking that there was a possibility that I could get through and get onto the unit. But at the same time, I remember how sort of nervous and apprehensive I was at every stage, wondering if this would be the stage that I didn't get through.
Getting this was good, but this is just nerve-wracking now because we just want to know.
I'd rather not.
Well, they've told me that I am through for tomorrow, which is a flight test, so I'm obviously ecstatic.
Yeah, bonus.
So I got through.
I didn't make it, basically, on this one, but they were quite impressed with my potential.
For the 7 officers rejected, this is as close to a helicopter as they'll ever get.
You've got to be in it to win it, so we encourage people to put themselves through it, and I would like to think that everybody who's gone through this, successful or not, has learned from it or has felt that they've had some sort of achievement, even if the end result is that they've not been lucky enough to get the job.
The driver of the transit van was found guilty of dangerous driving and was later jailed for blackmail. The driver of the stolen Volkswagen got 10 months for dangerous driving and 20 months for burglary. No drugs were found at the flat and no charges were brought against its occupiers. When the woman who claimed to be pregnant was examined by a doctor, she was found not to be pregnant. She was charged with dangerous driving and theft of a motor vehicle. The thief caught by the police dog received a community punishment order. And the driver of the stolen car, who was wanted by 3 different police forces, was sentenced to 9 months.
Policing in the 21st century is a relentless battle against violence, drugs, robbery, and organised crime. And it's not just our inner city cops who are in the firing line. Tonight on Brit Cops Frontline Crime, Devon and Cornwall specialist units take on vice.
How much is she charging you?
We didn't actually get to that.
Didn't agree a price?
No.
Addicts.
She's been injected, hasn't she? What's she just taken? It's quite clear, just injected some drugs, some heroin.
And the cruel sea.
When vehicles normally enter the water due to the weight of the engine, they end up on their roof.
It's 2 a.m. on Plymouth's Union Street, the centre for bars, booze and boisterousness. Tonight, the mix of crowds and cheap drinks means it's party time, but the city's cops are out in force in case there's an unwanted flare-up.
Ah! You fucking wig bastard! You understand what I said?
The man's got in a fight. Unfortunately, it was with a cop, so other police units in the area have been called in straight away.
Who are you?
PC Rob Byers and PC Anna Hunkin of Plymouth's Basic Command Unit have arrived as backup.
Alright, what have we got? Give me the fucking pillow! Who are you? Give me a fucking name!
PC Byers gets the lowdown from a club bouncer.
They reckon he's Polish. Basically on the Union Room doors over there, you can see the police officer obviously trying to grab him. Yeah. And he's actually assaulted the police officer and kicked him to the ground. Because there was obviously a WPC, she couldn't do much herself. Right, okay. So I've come running over. By that time, the door staff had come off this door and grabbed him, tackled him to the ground. Okay. So he actually kicked the police officer and the police officer ended up on the floor.
Fucking English prick.
The officer wasn't seriously injured and the man's frustration gets worse. As he can no longer put the boot in, verbal abuse is his only line of attack.
I fucking never forget you! You fucking pig!
Abuse or no abuse, assaulting a police officer is a serious offence and the cops take charge of the situation.
Alone, do you fucking pig, you head?
Amazingly, the Polish man seems to think he's the one who's been wronged.
I know your mind rights. You're funk. You're fucks. I don't understand my rights. No, you understand my rights.
I understand.
No, fucking say your name. Sit down. What is your fucking name?
And he's certainly not going quietly.
What is your fucking name? He said.
Obviously, as you can hear, the gent's not very happy as he's kicking the back of the van.
Plymouth's Specialist Tactical Policing Team, known as TPT, are an expert unit who work alongside the city's local police. Trained in public order, warrants and surveillance, tonight 2 of its team, Sergeant Dan Ivey and PC Steve Brooks, are on a special mission, Operation Glendale, an ongoing exercise to control prostitution and drugs on the city's back streets.
Apparently they use that taxi there, up on with no wheels, to do whatever in the back. So I think we'll probably let the beat manager know about that, who can come and get this company to get rid of it or put it somewhere where that can't happen.
Undercover surveillance teams are also part of the operation, and one of them has given Sergeant Ivy and PC Brooks a tip-off that a couple have just left a prime location for sex workers, the back of some shops.
We've got something going on down here. Yeah, 5584, we'll do a check on this male, bearing in mind what you just told us about.
Sergeant Ivy checks out their story.
People going home, we said being on the road.
Really? Where have we just come from then?
We walked to the walkabout.
Oh, the clip
We was in the walkabout.
I was going to go and see my mate Daniel, but he's not
down
in.
There.
Just sit down there, mate, yeah?
He pushed me
Sit down there, not fall down there, yeah?
It all seems perfectly innocent so far, but Sergeant Ivy wants to know what these two were doing in a place well known for prostitution.
What were you doing around the back of Bathwick Tyres?
Where? We was walking around there. He was waiting for me.
What were you doing around there?
He went for a wee.
Right, okay.
As the couple claim to have used the back of the shop as a toilet, Sergeant Ivy decides to fill them in on the neighbourhood.
This street is known for prostitution.
I'm not a prostitute.
There are a number of known prostitutes down there. Well, I never assume anything. It would be wrong of me to assume that. What I'm trying to point out to you is the reason that we've stopped to speak with you is because this area is frequented by prostitutes, and with prostitutes comes misuse of drugs.
Right.
I'm going to look in your handbag, all right? And the reason for that is because the reason I've just tried to explain to you. Have you got anything sharp in there? Any needles?
No. You stand up for us a minute.
As PC Brooks searches the man, Sergeant Ivy digs deeper into the couple's business, hoping to find something that'll either confirm their innocence or his suspicions that they're involved in prostitution.
How long have you been with him for?
I've been with him for about 4 weeks.
Have you ever used street drugs?
In the past, yeah.
Not at the moment?
No.
Heroin and crack cocaine are substances which can be hidden anywhere, even in the weirdest places. And an everyday piece of toilet paper raises PC Steve Brooks' suspicions.
What's in there?
Oh, it's nothing. It's where I ate when I did shit. And then got new bog paper and I'm carrying around.
Keep bog rolling your sock, do you?
Yeah, in case I need a plot.
You get the urge that often, do you?
Well, no, because at my house there's never new bog road, do you know what I mean?
Hey, on your pocket.
Sergeant Ivy is no stranger to tall stories and checks back with the undercover team.
Yeah, could you just describe to me the circumstances before we got there? She says that they're together, but I don't believe her. I think she's a Tom, but I just want to know the circumstances of her.
Tom is slang for prostitute, and Sergeant Ivy learns from the undercover unit that a mystery second man was involved who was seen to give the woman money, which means he was probably the customer and the man with the woman could be the pimp. This, the strange wad of toilet roll and Sergeant Ivy's gut instinct all suggest the woman is lying.
Okay, that's all. Thanks for your time, folks. I think you know what goes on around here.
Yeah, well, I won't be walking down this road again, I can assure you.
No idea.
Thank you.
Good night.
Sergeant Ivy has his own suspicions.
She had 40 quid in her bag in £10 notes.
Be about right.
And about 15 condoms.
There's nothing illegal in having 15 condoms, but such a number further flags up Sergeant Ivy's doubts, and he's determined to prove himself right.
She seemed to us to be quite surprised it was an area frequented by prostitutes, but I think that's a load of rubbish. Yeah, so what we'll do is just drive around the back and see what we can find, but I don't know if you saw, he had a load of tissue tucked in his sock, which he told us was in case he needed a poo. My policeman's instinct tells me that she is actually a prostitute and he is her pimp, but we couldn't prove it on this occasion. But that's certainly what the information would suggest.
The search for proof takes the cops back to the place where the couple were seen with another man, possibly a punter.
They wouldn't have climbed over there, would they?
Sergeant Ivy gets a result.
Oh, there you go, look. That's the condom she was using.
Okay, yeah.
He's obviously the pimp and he's bringing her around here, and that's why he's got the tissue, because he's probably being all gentlemanly and letting her use that to clean herself up a bit.
It's not enough to arrest the couple for that. The cops would need proof positive that the mysterious second man paid for sex. But it's more valuable intelligence for Sergeant Ivy and the team. Satisfied with his detective work, Sergeant Ivy radios back to base.
We've come to the informed conclusion that she is actually a new Tom. He is also a pimp. We found evidence around the back of Bathwick tyres consisting of used condoms and condom packets that she had in her handbag, so it would appear that she's taking the clients around the back and he's looking out for her.
Coming up, hard drug crime. The dealers. The users.
It's just injected for the look of it. A lot of twitching and jerky movements.
And a dog duty below the surface for Devon and Cornwall's Marine Unit.
Are you in a position to bag the body in the water over?
15 metres under the water, the elite officers of Devon and Cornwall's Underwater Search Unit are diving on a recovery mission. A van has been submerged and there might be people on board. Acting Sergeant Jason Williams is taking the lead.
When vehicles normally enter the water, due to the weight of the engine, they end up on their roof.
Inflatable bags have been attached to the car to give it more buoyancy, so it can be turned upright, and the team even have their own special jargon.
Hot, 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 hot.
When he wants compressed air being fed down the remote hose to the lifting bag, he'll say hot, hot.
Hot, hot.
When he wants it turned off, he'll say cold, cold. We use hot, hot and cold, cold rather than on or off, so there's no confusion. Here it comes. Be a little bit of air come out now, because he's letting air out the bag.
Cold, cold. Cold, cold.
Visibility's not great, but with the right equipment, these marine experts can even work in the dark. They can dive to depths of 50 metres and are always at the ready to take on underwater searches, the retrieval of vehicles and the recovery of bodies. But this situation isn't for real, it's a training exercise. There are 17 similar police dive teams throughout the country, and drills like this keep them all ahead of the game for real situations. This training is well timed. Within hours of finishing, the unit are called to recover another vehicle. This time it's for real and there's a body.
There's believed to be a person in the car, therefore we've had a call back in to go and retrieve the body and retrieve the car.
Body bags as well, mate.
The team have to de-rig as they're going by road. It's an hour's journey, so PC Peter Goff calls ahead to the harbour master to pave the way.
Victor from Oscar Golf 3-4, we are in a position to continue not only with the recovery of a body, but also with the vehicle.
A civilian diver has already marked the area with a buoy where the car has sunk 8 metres below the surface. Other police are already at the scene, but no one seems to know exactly what happened.
Well, the witnesses initially think there's only one person in the vehicle and described the person as a female. We've since had witnesses from the far side of the water saying that there was 2 people in the water and there was a male person described approximately in his 40s in the driver's seat.
Although this is confusing, witness reports are often unreliable.
They couldn't say who was in the vehicle or if anybody, but they didn't see anybody come out, and they said when the car hit the water, it sank very quickly. We would have noticed if there was somebody in the water swimming away or something, we would have noticed it. Right. And they didn't. And the person who did see it is the pink and white building over there.
Right now, the whole incident is a mystery, and the Marine Unit need to get on with the dive quickly to recover any bodies which could be trapped in the car.
Yeah, we're just leaving the nick now.
TPT, Plymouth's tactical policing team, also have special skills, one of which is rapid entry, and they're about to put their force behind a drugs warrant.
Basically, when we get to the address, we'll force entry, and then we'll search, and obviously looking for amphet and cocaine today.
Amphetamines and cocaine are Class A drugs, and anyone caught in possession could be looking at a 7-year prison stretch, while dealers could face life. The cops have had a strong tip-off that drugs are in the house, and they're confident that they're not going to come away empty-handed.
Right, mate, put your hands out front. Right, we're conducting a misuse of drugs act warrant at this address.
On the door would have let you in.
Yeah, but it's a drugs warrant, so we don't do knocking on doors. We're looking for drugs, people chuck it away and everything. All right?
The Metal Enforcer is a top piece of kit which can help police break and enter in seconds. It also keeps local locksmiths busy. 4 suspects have been found inside.
We've got 2 adults in there, a male and a female, and 2 juveniles, another male and a female. So basically what we will be doing now is going back into the address and carrying out a search of the premises.
And that involves the dog unit. Springer Spaniel Bella is on the case in the suspect's car. No stone is left unturned. Every room in the house will be systematically searched, and the cops are in for the long haul.
It's going to be a nightmare of a search as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to take quite a while.
Drug crime is a very serious business. Plymouth's cops are used to confronting both the dealers and the end users, and a situation like this is typical of the trade.
Who's that? No. Face down, is she?
Yeah.
A woman is convulsing after a bad hit, and PC's Matt Mann and Mandy Worthing of the city's Basic Command Unit are about to take action.
What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her?
What's her name?
Is that putting that around her arm, yeah? She's obviously been injected, hasn't she? What's she just taken? Same as you? Was it a bag of heroin?
PC Man knows shooting up heroin gives a quick rush to the system, and although the woman is beginning to come round, he has to be sure she hasn't taken too much and has called an ambulance.
Basically, whilst we've been on patrol, we've come through the local bus station in Plymouth. Saw a female face down on one of the walls in quite a strange position. On speaking to her and her friend, it's quite clear they've just injected some drugs, some heroin. One of them had a belt round her arm as well, which they used to restrict the blood flow. An ambulance can just check you out in a second, all right? Make sure you're okay.
While they wait for medical help, the woman's friend is frisked. 2 syringes and other drug paraphernalia are found, but she hasn't got any more drugs. The ambulance has arrived quickly at the scene, and one of the paramedics gets the facts from PC Man.
Basically, we've turned up and she's been face down there with a belt round her arm. She's just injected by the look of it. When we turned up, she was unconscious, but she's come round a little bit since.
Right.
A lot of twitching and jerky movements.
Right.
So you can give us a check over for us just to see if there's...
Sure.
Many Class A drugs are cut with other toxic substances, and abuse of them can result in coma or death. This time, the user's been lucky.
Got an ambulance to check her out and make sure there's nothing untoward going on, apart from the effects of the heroin, really.
Although the cops can't stop users taking drugs, they offer some wise words.
Thank you for your time. Just be careful what you're taking, all right?
Cheers for coming.
At the alleged drugs den, the car searchers found nothing, but the sniffer dogs in the house have a result.
Yeah. Okay.
The dog's, first we've gone into the first room on the right, which is the kitchen. And the dog's done a quick scan of the kitchen. He's then worked his way around to the left of the door, to the back of the freezer, beside the freezer, where he's indicated a safe, approximately 14 inches by 12 inches. We found the keys, and the safe has been opened, and it's found to contain what appears to be a large amount of controlled drugs. So it's a good little find by the dog, although because of the amount, for him it was probably an easier one than some others he's had.
The police have uncovered a massive hoard.
This is what was located within the safe. We've got in total it's 15.5, including these half 9 bars of cannabis, which is probably about £4,000 worth street value. In there you've got several Ziploc small bags, obviously be cut up into small deals, you can assume. Like a yellow powder there, and then a larger one there, which is believed to be amphetamine. And then within the ice cream tub, again, it's a more white powder, which is believed to be amphetamine, and then a smaller bag at the bottom.
Drugs aren't all that's found. 5 grand in Reddies is discovered upstairs. It's been a first-class drug warrant for TPT, with 2 arrests for possession and intent to supply. Now it's up to the judge. The light is fading and the marine unit at the harbour are getting ready to search the sunken car. They think they're diving for the driver's body, but witness reports are unreliable and there could have been passengers.
Well, we'll stick with what we got at the minute. We'll do the body first. Okay. Get the person out first.
Acting Sergeant Jason Williams dives first and makes a worrying discovery: child seats.
Yes, copied. Jace, can you confirm, please, location of child seat, and were they secured or floating?
Now the police fear the worst, as children could be involved. One of the car doors was open and bodies could have floated out to sea. But right now, they have to recover the driver's body.
Will you be able to bag him in the water? Are you in a position to bag the body in the water, over? Yes, please, if possible. Yes, please, if possible, Jason.
To get the body back to shore and into the ambulance as soon as possible, the Marine Unit's friends on the water, the lifeboat service, have been called in to speed things up.
Gonna get the RNLI crew. They can take the body, they'll hold the body on the side of their rib and take it round to the slipway, okay?
And now comes the grim task of removing the body, and the situation's made even worse as there could have been children in the car. PC Golf contacts control on his mobile.
There are inquiries going on elsewhere at home addresses because we had 2 child seats in the car, or booster seats I should say, which are floating around inside the car, and one of the doors on the passenger side was open. So we're holding fire because we might have to do another person search just underneath this concrete jetty here.
PC Golf soon learns that the driver's girlfriend has children, and officers are on their way to find out whether they're safe at home. It's a nerve-wracking wait.
They're going there as we speak, and once that's done, hopefully within the next 10-15 minutes, then if it's bottomed out, then we're off and come back and do the car. If not, then we've got a bit more of a search to do.
Within 15 minutes, PC Golf gets the all-important call.
You've been trying to phone me? Yeah. Okay. Stand down, stand down.
The all clear. The children are safely at home with Mum. Now the dive team can call it a night.
We'll be coming back tomorrow. Yes, please.
Thanks so much, lads. Appreciate that.
We're going to be returning tomorrow to recover the vehicle, seize it to make sure obviously there's no faults with it, and try and ascertain obviously the cause for the vehicle going in. Right.
Coming up, the traffic cops are on a stakeout for a suspicious car.
The informant suggested that if we park up here out of the way, it may well come back.
A foreign visitor gets to grips with the local lingo.
Please do not fucking jacket. Yeah? I'm going to give you a section back to my ship.
And PC Simon Boubia meets a fan.
You've been a nice guy tonight, man.
I am a nice guy.
It's 10 p.m. and a group of drunks are having a party on top of a van. Even quiet coastal towns like Dartmouth aren't immune to Saturday night disorder, and PC's Simon Boubier and Gary Chapman of the Tactical Aid Group are about to gatecrash the party.
Are we not allowed to do this?
Why not? It's his van! It's his van!
It's my work van, mate.
We do what we want!
One of the drunks decides to leave the festivities and in the process lands on a neighbouring car.
Can you shut
That's your fault.
So whose car's that? It's my car.
The wing mirror is a write-off and PC Boubier doesn't think this is the man's car.
That's criminal damage there. That's criminal damage, that.
Criminal damage could land the man in jail for up to 6 months.
I saw it. No, I saw him. He fell off and he went right into it. Yeah, he tried to get off. He slipped down. He smacked right into it.
We don't want to arrest you, but that is an option, okay?
All right, okay. Well, I've given you. Oh, listen.
In situations like this, honesty really is the best policy.
Right. Can I say one thing? Go on. The name I gave was wrong. Right. Can I give you my real name? We need to start doing it that way, or else we're going to have problems. You start giving us false details, you're obstructing us, which isn't an arrestable offence. That's all ended now. Yeah? I'm sorry, mate. Don't ever do that again. Because you will find yourself arrested. I'm sorry. We're trying to deal with the situation. You giving us false details does not help.
PC Boubier's scare tactics have the desired effect. This drunken liar is suddenly contrite and compliant.
I didn't even mean that, you know. I actually slipped off. And... Yeah, I know you didn't mean it, but it's reckless. We've got a unit going around to the home address of this chap here. We're going to see if he's in. All right. At the most, what we'll do. You're happy to pay, yeah?
No, yeah, of course, man.
Because if we weren't here, you would have walked off and you wouldn't have done anything about it. I know that for a fact.
I wouldn't have walked off. I would have waited and.
What? Right. I reckon you would have walked off. I'm not arguing about it. Right. No, I don't know you, but you've given us false details already. Listen to me. If that was your car and you came back in the morning and that wing mirror was off, you wouldn't be too happy, would you?
No, of course not, mate. Yeah.
So we're trying to deal with it. We're trying to deal with it so it avoids people getting arrested.
I am sorry, though. All right. I am proper fucking sorry.
In Plymouth, another vehicle is about to become the centre of attention. Underage joyriders are allegedly tearing up the neighbourhood. PC Steve Chaplin and Sergeant Dave Routley of the city's traffic unit are about to follow up an anonymous call from a witness.
Caller for this one's called in, not told us where he is or even given us his name. He's just called in on a mobile, so we're going to try and give the mobile a call, see if we can get any more details. Hello there, my name's Steve Chaplin. I'm a traffic officer with Devon and Cornwall Police. I know you want to remain anonymous, obviously, with what you've just passed us. We've got an M-Reg Fiesta as all the details that we've got. Are you able to tell us a little bit more about this 13-year-old, who he is?
The mystery caller gives the cops the address where apparently 4 boy racers can be found, and it's likely the Fiesta is stolen.
Right. The informants told us basically that this vehicle's been to and fro from this address all evening, and he suggested that if we park up here out of the way, it may well come back.
A stakeout seems to be the best plan of action, so the cops begin to sit it out. In Dartmouth, PC Boubier is still dealing with the very sorry man who's just avoided a charge of criminal damage to a car. But he won't let the matter lie and is seeking forgiveness from the owner.
Can we not go and meet the guy?
Yeah, we're trying to.
You want to apologise?
I'm trying to find him.
PC Boubier is trying to clear things up as quickly as possible.
There's no point going around because he's in bed, he's got kiddies, so we're just going to pass your details. Yeah, cheers, Dave, thanks.
Yeah, you got my details.
Got your details. So we'll pass the details over to him, and then we'll get his details so you've got them. Yeah. You can both make contact in the morning.
As the drunk can't confess his sins in person, he still wants PC Boubier to know how sorry he really is.
You've been a nice guy tonight, man.
I am a nice guy.
I know you are, man.
I know.
I'm sorry, mate.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Save the night in the cells.
I'm sorry to ruin your night and waste.
Save me. I'm sorry. All right, guys. That's all right. That's all right. Just listen to what
these guys are diamond. These guys are diamond.
We'll leave you to it. He's quite happy to pay for the damage. So all parties are happy with that. I think they're going to give a call in the morning, and that'll be sorted. thought sometime tomorrow.
Plymouth has the biggest naval base in Europe, and when foreign navies are in dock, Union Street is the magnet for shore leave. Tonight, a drunken Dutch sailor is about to experience the long arm of the British law with the tactical policing team.
I just need you to move away from the doorway.
For PC's Tim Derrick and the fittingly named Leon Beer, this is a common scenario. The man's had a run-in with some locals in a pub.
I was in there, and of course, in a busy place like this, when somebody gets pushed, other people get pushed, so I get the blame or anything.
They ejected you.
That's great.
Which they can.
This is fucking
okay.
Great. If they just get the fucking jacket,
Hey,
don't sweat.
Keep your language
Just
down.
don't sweat.
But the sailor wants to return to the bar for his jacket as it contains his naval ID.
They just give my fucking jacket, I'm going to give you fucking back to my ship, and you can just all fucking back to your home,
The sailor's command of the English language isn't doing him any favours.
I haven't
sworn at me.
I haven't sworn at you. I haven't sworn at you.
In our vicinity.
I've been swearing.
In public, which is an offence.
This man's more concerned for his jacket than being arrested.
Can't find it? No problem. They'll come back tomorrow for it. Right, they can't find your jacket.
This is an argument which could run and run.
If it is not there, they're just fucking around.
Well, it's not there. You'll have to come back in the morning to
If
get
it is not there, you are just fucking around.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
Did you
I
check?
don't muck around.
Did you check?
No, and I'm not going to
No,
check.
you didn't check.
No,
Did you
I
not
have no
check?
intention.
Of course you did
Right,
not check.
come over here and we'll speak
Why
to
did
your
you not
colleagues
check?
over there. Come over here.
Speaking to your Navy colleagues now.
The cops have finally had enough, and shore leave for this sailor is cancelled as he's handed over to the naval police to get him back to his ship.
Right, have a seat in there, fella. Mind your head. We have a naval provost patrol who assist us with the military getting him back to base. They'll take him back to base now, get him onto his ship, and in the morning he can come back and find his jacket.
A few streets away, the tactical policing team are still patrolling the red light district for Operation Glendale. Sergeant Ivy and PC Brook have just got info from the undercover team that a white van man has picked up a known prostitute.
Passing the Brit, so they're just approaching our white transit van. Here we go, that's the one there.
The cops move fast to catch up with them.
Basically, the female in this van was seen by the officers last night and was warned, referenced prostitution, so we'll just see what the score is when we pull them over.
The woman's already got out the van, so Sergeant Ivy deals with the driver first.
Right. What's your connection with that young lady?
That young lady now, I've just been round the estate there, and she asked for a job off the shop.
We've got a number of plainclothes officers doing some surveillance in the Mill Bay area of Plymouth. You've been subject of that surveillance.
Right.
So perhaps if I ask you the question again, and perhaps if you'd like to consider the implications of continuing to give me a false story, we might be able to proceed.
The man quickly weighs up the situation and comes clean.
Pick the young lady up and see if it's running the business.
Right. How much is she charging you?
We didn't actually get to that.
Didn't agree a price?
No.
Right.
Tonight, the cops are concentrating on gathering intelligence, so the white van man gets a warning, but his details will be added to the local police database. Now, it's time for a chat with his hitchhiker.
She's going to get a precaution. Listen, we know what happened because you were seen by a police officer. Basically, you've told him to pick you up around the corner, and he's picked you up in King Street. Yeah. The problem that we've got with that is that it's a residential area. If you can just bear in mind that if you bring it into a residential area, then the police get a lot of calls, and then we give you more attention. Yeah, and we want to avoid that. All right.
Although the police can't control prostitution, they can control where it goes on. Now the woman has been told to leave the area, she puts in a cheeky request.
You take care of yourself, all right?
You couldn't give me a lift?
No.
See the side of the car, what's it got written on it? Not taxi, is it?
We can't.
No, we can't.
We can't give you a lift. We can't give you a lift, we're not insured. But you take it easy. You take it easy, all right?
For Sergeant Ivy and PC Brooks, there's still a long night ahead. At the stakeout across town, PC Steve Chaplin and Sergeant Dave Routley are still waiting for the joyriders to make an appearance in the Fiesta. And it's not long before they pitch up.
Yeah, the vehicle's outside the address now.
The cops are ready to pounce.
Out the car. Out the car.
Wait.
Car.
I'm stuck in the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I haven't nicked it.
Right, rest of you stay in the car. Get back in the car. Get back in the car.
You're under arrest at this stage on suspicion of taking a vehicle without consent, all right?
We've arrested the driver at the moment on suspicion of theft of the vehicle. I just want these 4 checked out to find out who they are and what they're doing. Has he said whose car it is yet?
It appears the mother of a friend of the underage driver has allowed him to use her car to go to the shops.
Just chatting to Mum.
Yeah.
She said that was a friend of her daughter's.
Yeah.
She'd given him permission to go out and get the case of beers to the auto shop, basically.
He's got permission to drive it,
He's got permission to drive the vehicle, yeah, but unless he's got any docs or whatever, but he's got permission from Mum to be in the vehicle.
Right.
So we basically had a party tonight in the house, and Mum said, go and get yourself some beers. You can take my car.
I'll go and speak to Mum, I think, and find out, actually what the score is.
It's up to PC Chaplin to get to the bottom of it all.
Hello there. Hi. Right. Is that your Fiesta out there then, is it?
It is, yes.
Right. Who's driving the car tonight?
He was supposed to be, because I assumed he had a driving licence.
Right.
The anonymous caller who reported the boys was convinced the driver was only 13. After a check on his details, he turns out to be 16, so he's still an underage driver.
Right, for us, it was very lucky that we were up around the corner waiting. We'd had a report about this car, so we sat up and waited for it. Luckily, we managed to box the car in before he could drive away. Bearing in mind he's only 16, he could have driven off and killed somebody. So fortunately, we've avoided that this evening.
Meanwhile, the mum is still getting a grilling from PC Chaplin.
Do you know how old is?
You told me he was 17 and I believed him.
He's actually only 16 years old.
No surprise there.
The 16-year-old could also be up for another charge.
Does have any insurance to drive your Fiesta?
I really thought so, no.
Now the owner of the car is an accomplice.
Do you realise by allowing to drive your vehicle you have committed 2 offences?
No, I don't, but you wouldn't tell me what they were.
Because is only 16, he cannot hold a licence to drive a car. He's committed an offence as well, driving without insurance. And then because you've allowed him to drive your vehicle, you commit the offence as well with him. So, and I've reported you for that. And it'll probably be a summons to court for that.
Sending the boys on an errand cost this mum dearly. And for the underage driver, the cops take him home to his own mum to face the music. Coming up, the Marine unit have to dive again at the harbour. And a possible case of indecent exposure for PC Anna Hunkin.
Well, half-naked guy, just wearing a t-shirt apparently. This could be entertaining.
It's high tide and 8 metres underwater. The car, which went mysteriously into the harbour, is about to be searched and recovered by the TAG Marine unit. There had been fears that children were passengers, but thankfully the driver was alone and his body was recovered last night. Now it's time to retrieve any evidence and get the car back onto dry land. PC Peter Goff is organising the operation.
First couple of divers in, we're going to do some filming. We have to see some property from inside, which is fine. Then we'll have a second pair of divers that will go in, and what they will do, they will attach a lifting bag.
Yesterday, the dive unit underwent a regular vehicle retrieval training exercise, so the lift should run smoothly. And the harbour master has a master plan.
All right, yeah, that makes life a lot easier for us. Right, lads. Slight change of plan. We might not have to bother using the lifting bags. Because it's a close proximity lift,
to go up and down?
It'll be an up and down, so the high arm will lift it slowly.
A crane on a barge will carry out the lift, but first the divers need to collect and photograph evidence.
Harry's going in and so is Pinky, so if we can get these two ready and get them in the water, time is money, all that sort of stuff.
Knowing there was a body in the car makes this a gloomy job. It's not pleasant down there, and the smashed windscreen indicates that the car must have entered the water at speed. Straps are handed down to secure the car, ready for it to be winched up.
It's sliding up.
The lift has to be taken slowly, as water trapped in the car could cause it to tilt and fall. But these guys are experts, and all goes well. Although the divers are professionals, there's always something to learn.
It was just by chance that the day before we trained on the vehicle, and today it was a live job. And it's just great, you know, you can't have enough training basically.
No other bodies were found in the car, and the incident will be further investigated. For the TAG Marine Unit, it's another mission accomplished. Over in Plymouth's South Central District, PC Rob Byers and PC Anna Hunkin are on their own mission. A break-in could be going on, and they're hoping to catch the burglar red-handed.
A break in progress on Embankment Road. Some males have been seen trying to get into a house. We've got a lot of burglaries going on in the area at the moment, and it seems to be every single day. So it'd be good if we can try and catch the people responsible. This is another one just going on now.
As a seasoned cop, PC Byers knows how to handle a car to get to the scene of the crime as quickly and safely as possible. PC Hunkin is in radio contact with police control, and there seems to be a bit of confusion as to the address.
Which house is it? I thought it was a house.
The vehicle, Lee.
I thought it was a house.
I'll break on the vehicle, all right.
I took it as it was a house.
Still in touch with base, PC Hunkin has received an interesting update.
It's apparently the person that lives in the house, it's their child who's broken in because they've lost their key. So.
There may have been a lot of break-ins going on in the area, but there are no burglaries here. Immediately, the cops have to respond to another incident, a possible flasher walking the streets.
Well, half-naked guy, just wearing a t-shirt, apparently. This could be entertaining.
Other officers already on the scene were quick to cover the man up. But it turns out he's not a flasher, he's a diabetic and is confused as a result of a seizure.
You're hypo, are you?
Diabetic, type 1.
I did phone the ambulance.
Yeah, no trouble, mate, we'll sort you out.
We'll get you a sugary drink, chap, and then we're going to pop you in the car, all right? Save you, obviously, sitting here and everyone staring at you, all right?
A diabetic seizure is caused by either too much or too little blood sugar. To prevent a coma, it's vital to get glucose into the system as soon as possible, and a high-energy drink often does the trick.
Is that all right? I think that looks good. Yeah.
To protect his modesty, the cops take the man to their car while they wait for the ambulance to check him over.
Yeah, 30, just to update the log, the male has had a fit of some kind and can't understand why he's walking around half naked. Did he just say he woke up and he didn't know where he was or something?
Yeah.
Right. It's quite handy. One of our colleagues is actually diabetic, so he's given him a couple of glucose tablets just to get him sugared up, really. Got an ambulance towards just to check him out, and then hopefully we'll be able to drop him home once his memory starts coming back again.
It's all in a day's work for Devon and Cornwall's Frontline Cops. 6 a.m. West London. A police helicopter, call sign India 99, has a date with a dog 1,000 feet below.
Yeah, received India 99, we've got the dog searching now.
A thief has run from a stolen car, and a police dog called Brody is trying to find him.
Coastline Hotel units, India 99, we're just coming up overhead.
But he needs the help of the Sky Cops.
Yeah, units, we've got you in the back garden areas, got your visual, we'll search the area.
It's still pitch black on the ground, and Brody has so far been unable to pick up a scent.
We'll just start sniffing for it now, I think.
India 99's heat-seeking thermal image camera and Brody's nose should make the difference. Tonight, as the Sky Cops go to the dogs...
He's barking. Good.
And the dogs come to them, London's criminals discover hiding places are tough to find.
Oh, yay! The dog will claim that. Yeah.
India 99's crew find they haven't the nose for the job. And a desperate search for one 81-year-old man and his dog.
Somebody who's 80, when it gets cold, it gets very cold.
He's covered in mud, he's fallen over.
And hypothermia is a killer.
London, the search for the escaped car thief is continuing. Neither the highly trained police dog nor the £5 million helicopter can find a trace in the gardens where the man is thought to be hiding.
Right, dog handler's just below my crosshairs. Yeah, I got him. And he needs to go...
But that's because they've been looking in the wrong place.
That'll do for me then, buddy. In there. Oh, well done.
We had a nice hot heat source, and when we zoomed in on these cameras we could tell quite easily that it was our man lying very, very flat on this roof, trying to keep out of sight of anyone in the gardens.
Dog handler receiving India 99. We believe we've got your suspect on a single-storey flat roof.
Police dogs, their handlers and the Sky Cops are fast becoming one of London's most successful thief-catching teams.
We can clear open back gardens very, very quickly, especially at night time. We can clear an entire garden block between us, so we work well on those occasions.
Success often depends on careful choreography.
You put your right hand out, that's it, where your hand is pointing, that line of houses, and then as you look at those houses, about 5 houses to the left.
But how to get him off the roof? The Sky Cops need to keep him in vision, but the tall houses are a bit of a problem for the pilot, Captain Sweeting.
Louis, do you want me to get you this side so you if you can. At least you'll keep sight of him then if he does do a runner. Whatever's good for you, Captain. Oh no, whatever's best for you, mate.
And what's happening now? It looks like there are 2 on the roof.
He moves slightly and you can see where he has been lying as he rolls over. It almost looks like there's 2 people there. So he's obviously been there for quite a long time because he's heated up the roof.
But definitely a scar and a rollover, not too soon. Yeah, it's definitely a scar and a rollover.
It's now Brody and his handler's turn to move in.
In this particular case, Brody didn't bark at the suspect. He was some way up above her on the flat roof. And I simply called on him to show himself and to come down to us.
But the thief won't budge, and now there's only one thing for it. Brody's handler is going to have to get his hands dirty.
Single-storey block. Coastline Hotel, you got one officer on a single-storey block. Just put your arms out to your side, yeah. He's just up there where you'd be pointing a torch. Just up over the ledge.
Most criminals come quietly when police dogs are about.
Suspect's now up on his feet, speaking to one of the officers, making his way down the slope roof. Stand by 1.
As he started to climb down, I made it clear to him that if he attempted to run away or if he showed any aggression to me or Brody, that she would be sent to bite him. But if he did as I told him, then he'd be perfectly safe.
And the suspect's down off the 2nd storey roof.
I think he's probably heard the dog, and yeah, it certainly didn't jump straight down.
Hey look, he's called his dog in. 6 to 8. alright. Dogs don't like him. Alright.
He was very compliant and agreed to do what I asked him to. The fear of being bitten by Brodie was greater to him than the fear of being arrested.
India 99, Quebec 0, many thanks for that.
Yeah, so we'll just stay on you until you've got contact with the Foxtrot Hotel officers. I believe they're in the garden next to you.
Being able to talk directly to Brodie's handler is a big plus for the Sky Cops, especially when it means you can find out more about your fugitives.
Your man's wanting a recall to prison, he tells me.
Oh, superb. Yeah, nice one. Cool. Good flight. I think our job here is done. We're going to return to base.
Still received, India 99.
India 99 now.
London Sky Cops are based at an old army camp on the edge of Epping Forest.
Yeah, down at 12 minutes past, 12 minutes past.
As the night shift clocks off and a new day dawns, a group of police dog handlers arrive. Sky Cop PC Agnew is about to start her latest dog training class. She is going to teach them to fly.
Today we're going to be doing specialist firearms dog training, dogs that deal with firearms recovery. We're going to bring them in today and we're going to put them into the aircraft and see how they react.
This is police dog Zeus 10. His pet name is Trigger. Best looking dog in the Met Police, I reckon.
Flying London's gun dogs to crime scenes is a new thing for both the dogs and the Sky Cops.
If they are required, they're required in a hurry, and that's where we come in. We collect them from wherever they are. We can deposit them at any place that they're needed, and time is saved.
These dogs are used to facing dangerous gunmen, but flying in a helicopter is a different kettle of fish altogether, and no one's quite sure how they're going to react.
OK, right, this is where the fun starts. First pair, thumbs up, and in we come.
So, it's the silent approach. No engines.
That's it. Clip the dog on first.
Some are better at it than others.
Well, the worst case scenario is him deciding he doesn't like it and trying to jump out, which is obviously something we don't want him to do. So it's just a matter of doing it repeatedly to condition the dog to get used to the in and out of the helicopter.
Thumbs up for the pilot, and out we go.
Zeus 10 might be
Straight
getting
out.
used to the in and out bit.
And open the door.
But shaking it all about with another dog as well is asking for trouble.
There's no rush.
Yes.
Take your time.
Two's a crowd.
Oh, he's not happy. The problem that we have is because it's such a confined space, we don't know how the dogs are going to react. And it's whether or not the two dogs, when they come face to face in that confined space, will tolerate one another.
They do.
Marvellous. Dog spit. Okay.
So we'll go to here.
We get a thumbs up from the pilot. And we've okay.
And that's all there is.
And that's all there is.
That's the easy part. What happens when it's the real thing and the engine's away?
Right, who's going in first? You're first.
PC Agnew is dog training. The Sky Cops know that this is crunch time. If there's going to be a problem of any kind, it'll be now.
The dogs are totally under control. The environment that we're in here is totally controlled, so if we do have a problem, we can back off.
Next up is Trigger, the 2-year-old German Shepherd. His trainer is confident.
I don't think the noise is going to worry him unduly. I think because we've practiced a couple of times now, he should be able to go in quite easily. Noise doesn't normally affect the dog, so we'll just see what happens.
But Trigger's flight partner looks nervous. She's a Malinois called Lexi, with a thing about flying.
They get very excited when they hear the engine start. They get very excited about the whole thing.
And Lexi is expressing her excitement in more ways than one.
We did have one that got a little bit, put it down to stress. So the handler said it was the dog, so we've got to go with that.
Trigger, meanwhile, is taking it all in his handler's stride.
The Sky Cops are not impressed, but must carry on regardless.
The moment they're in and they settle down and the aircraft takes off, they just look out the window and just relax. 9 times out of 10, they just lay down and go to sleep.
Don't seem bothered at all, these two, do they? Not at all.
Lexi's earned her wings, but the Sky Cops are more than happy to see the back of her.
It's got to leave the door open for a minute.
Each pair of dogs must be flown for 5 minutes, and the Met has 40 of these specially trained firearms dogs. For the rest of the firearms pack, it's turning out to be a good day. Now they know they can do it for real.
Fine, no problem at all. Very relaxed. Enjoyed it as much as I did. It's just like getting in and out of a van, really, isn't it? It's just, doesn't faze them. It's just something that they're used to. That's what we want.
Lexi is back where she's happiest, but none the worse for wear.
Come on then, you. Talk me through it. What happened?
Decided to express her anal glands and...
Oh! Yeah, whatever you leave in there, you take home with you.
through nerves, she expressed her anal glands. It's a fear thing. And so she's left a rather delightful smell within the plane. So, on you go.
Yeah. The fear of what to expect has gone. Next time, it's one less pressure off them. So instead of worrying about the flight, the handler can concentrate on the job that he's got to go to.
Job done. But the dog squad have made their presence felt.
It's fur, slobber, all part of the service apparently. It's one of those risks, I suppose. It was a bit whiffy on the first flight, but there we go. Ah, it's marvellous. Thank you very much. That's all right.
These are the things you have to expect. It's an animal, for goodness sake. Things do happen and they can be smelly at times. Marvellous. Thank you, gentlemen.
Stage switch. He's on. Controls are unlocked. Landing lights on. Secure. Clear to right. Rear, we're ready to go.
There's trouble on the ground. A stolen car being pursued by traffic police.
Yeah, 30 miles an hour over speed bumps. Going right to Holborn Road.
With any luck, they can get involved, but they must be quick.
He's got a decam. Oh. The decam now, Dave.
They might have missed the chase, but maybe they can help catch the thief who's run into some gardens.
There we go, you got a visual on the camera now. Yeah. Got one person there. PC, there we go.
Lima 99, we're on scene. Can we get a description of the one outstanding, please? We're searching the gardens now.
And the driver's RC1 male, 16 or 18 years, with a hoodie top on, which strikes down both slaves.
Yeah, from 99, that's all received.
The description is good, but the Sky Cops know they are best looking for hotspots first.
That's how Paul in had potential.
Go back to there, I like that.
Once again, Indian 99's crew aren't going to go for the first thing they see. They need to take a wider view.
What we'll often do is search the whole block, identify all the hotspots, and then we'll get them checked out in order of the likelihood of them being the suspect. It's important not to be drawn into that one hotspot because that could be anything, to be honest, and you could be hiding somewhere else.
Getting them checked out usually means sending in the dogs again.
Oh, someone in there. Oh, yeah, that's good, isn't it?
I like that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, all units stand by.
But that may not be necessary. This could be their man.
Further down the block, I found a nice heat source glowing under some bushes, quite near where the PCs had last seen this guy. So I thought, well, we'll get this checked first. This is our most likely target.
The dogs are already in with a handler and ground cops.
He's probably 15 or 20 feet away from you, close to the trunk of the tree. Could be underneath something.
Take the far end.
He's right on it now. It's almost right in the centre of that tree. He's walked over that.
It'd be right next to it, yeah.
This is now a real mystery.
We've definitely got a heat source in there. It looks as if officers are walking straight past it.
Yeah, India 99. There's a heat source standing right beside me now.
He's sort of pointing towards where it was.
To the left of me?
Where he's pointing.
Yes, where you were pointing is exactly where we had it.
Which is soon solved.
One large cop was deep, over.
But thank you for checking. We continue searching.
Unfortunately, when they lifted it up, it was some timber or whatever that was giving the thermal return, so we disregarded that. And then Steve wanted to go back to the original heat source he'd seen.
251 limit. Where was that bloody tarpaulin?
Yeah, I thought it was here. We're not seeing it. There it is.
Yes, it is.
That's certainly worth checking out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dog van from India 99. Got another heat source. It looks as if it's a barbecue cover, but obviously nobody would have had a barbecue today. We get quite a good heat return. Number 72.
This time, the dog will get the first look.
Yeah, the cars are pulling up to the front of it.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
Officers running up to the front of it. If you can get to the back of the premises, it's a black tarpaulin cover. It's there. In fact, the dog's just going up to it now.
Straight into it.
Yeah.
Please be. He's barking.
That's good.
Oh, let's get that out. Oh, yes! Is it?
Oh, yeah.
The dog's pulling at it.
Yes, that's an affirmative.
Oh, yay! Good job.
Lovely old job.
See, that was the first thing we saw, Steve, as well.
Oh, nice one.
The dog will claim that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was well hidden from the human eye. They would never have seen him. But the heat quickly goes through tarpaulins or fences.
Golf 201.
Romeo Golf from India 99. That's another one in custody.
1-0 to the police. It's always good to get a good result.
Again, well done the Grandians, well done the dog. 9 out.
Once we're overhead, they're not going to get away.
It is time, though, for the Sky Cops to get away. They need more fuel. But even with their feet on the ground, they're still on a high.
Gives you a buzz. I think, as most people would normally say, it's just my day job. But yeah, it's satisfying to get a good result.
The good result must soon be forgotten. News is coming in that an 81-year-old man has gone missing. PC Tartaglia's thermal imaging skills are needed again. The Sky Cops are called to look for missing persons, or MISPers as the police call them, several times a day.
It's either young children or very elderly people, but without any kind of intelligence to suggest where they might be, it's really a needle in a haystack often.
India 99's crew like looking for needles in haystacks, particularly when they're MISPers. But this is no ordinary mission. The light is going fast and the temperature dropping like a stone.
When there's weather conditions as well come into play, like cold weather and things like that, it's obviously all the time left while they're out is sort of crucial.
The good news is that the missing man has used his mobile phone to say he's in Parkland near his home, but he doesn't know exactly where.
Evening to you, just arriving on scene, your MISPer. Have you got any more intelligence coming?
Yeah, I'm at scene. I've just been on the phone again to the mister. He can't hear a word I'm saying. He just keeps repeating he's in the field. That's all we know.
Steve, we'll have a good old look for you now.
The Sky Cops need to identify the searchers below quickly.
Andy, can you just put your blue light on initially, just so India 99 can see where he would have last been?
I've got visual on 1 with blue lights on. Yeah, Steve, we'll start there and work our way up.
The 81-year-old and his dog, called Charlie, have been missing for nearly 2 hours.
To take his dog for a walk, and the change of time of daylight had thrown him off, and before he'd realised it had got dark. And somebody who's 80, when it gets cold, it gets very cold, and hypothermia is a killer.
This park is vast, with more than 2,000 acres of fields and streams.
He was well away from the beaten track. He was out and in the dark, and he didn't know where he was going, what direction he was heading in. If you work out how quickly we can search a great big open area in a matter of minutes, or you put 20 or 30 officers on the ground and have them fingertip search or walk through search that same area, you've got a much better chance of saving a life because we're faster and we're more effective.
To be effective tonight, PC Tartaglia is going to have to work wonders with his thermal imager.
Yeah, X-ray from 99. We've got visual with a male with a dog in the fields. Stand by, we'll give you an exact location.
Engine 99, it's all received. Waiting update, thank you.
Fortunately, because it was so cold out there and he was still warm, he stood out really well, and the camera did us proud.
Finding the 81-year-old is one thing. Getting cops on the ground to him is quite another. It's now pitch black, and this is farmland, full of pitfalls and other dangers. PC Tartaglia has the answer. India 99's Night Sun.
What we'll do is we'll light him up, and hopefully that'll give you a way to get to him.
30 million candles worth of searchlight.
Because it was pretty featureless, it was just open in fields. What we did was decide to turn the Night Sun on and just light up the chap on the ground and just tell the ground units to follow to the base of the beam.
See, we can see your light. Just got to make our way across fences, etc. Can you find an easier way for us to get over these bushes?
Yeah, we're just seeing if we can spot a path a bit further up. Keep going the way you're going. He's wandering around in circles, bless him.
Everyone knows they need to get to the old man fast, before he becomes too cold.
X-ray from 2, we can hear his mobile ringing in the field, the other side of the bushes. Could you light the mist breath again for me? I can hear his dog barking, but I can't see him.
Yep, we'll do. We'll just come round to the side of the hedge and we'll stick the Night Sun back on somewhere. You're really close to him.
Yeah, we've got him now, thank you.
Are you happy with direction on the way back?
He's quite elderly, he's lost one of his shoes. He's covered in mud, he's fallen over, he's definitely not going to be able to get through it, I don't think.
That's understood. Give us a minute, we'll try and sort out another way in.
You want to tell the wife he's safe and well?
Yeah, received. Andy's coming to collect her now. We've got a change of clothing for the male if he needs to go to hospital.
The officers on the ground aren't out of the woods yet. At least one of them has received a nasty shock.
If there is other people in the fields, be careful of the electric fences. It hurts.
It's just nice to know that you make a difference, not always just catching suspects, but he might be a granddad, so that granddaughter or grandson's got granddad for a little bit longer.
Yeah, we're out of the woods now. Thank you very much for your assistance.
We'll pass on our best, hope he's okay.
We got the chap and got him home, which was the main thing. And if we hadn't have seen him, there's the very real possibility that he wouldn't have been alive in the morning.
2,000 feet above North London, a police helicopter crew, call sign India 99, are looking for a gun.
Hampton High Street, junction with Mornington Crescent.
Got him.
A pub barman has reported seeing a man conceal an automatic pistol up his sleeve.
Steve, run description by me again, please.
Medium build, lumberjack jacket. He's outside.
Oh, there he is. Got him. Yeah, visual from 99, just confirm.
Armed police are already in the area, but they must rely on the Sky Cops to tell them when it's safe to move in.
Engine 99 for Trojan Control. We've got me in the area, just for any runners, etc.
Just have to presume that the worst could happen. The moment you relax and put your guard down, that's going to be the time when it goes wrong.
Yeah, suspect 1 is now on his mobile phone.
He's just looked at us, but whether he's dropped this or not.
Yeah, see, confirm suspect 2.
Someone in a pub had dropped a firearm in a pub and had picked it up and sort of tucked it back up their sleeve. There was an observation running, and we were able to assist in the containment and the observation.
The man is not alone. He has a friend nearby.
Second subject is now exited in a grey jumper following.
That'll be him. This guy here in the grey apparently handed this chap a gun. I'll speak to the duty officer there, see if you want.
Confirm suspect 2, is he still stood at the junction?
Yes, with other members of the public. Over.
If he rejoins suspect 1, we will wait till they both move off. If he moves away from the venue, we will put a stop in on both suspects 1 and 2 for information.
99's pilot, Captain Anderson, is ex-military and used to seeing firearms, but not in central London.
It's not a war zone. Quite a normal day. It was, people going about their own business, and it's just a bizarre situation, really. You don't really expect to come across that, do you?
No. Yeah, there it goes. Number 2's on the move. And they do know each other, don't they? Marvellous. Should we go for a walk, this lane?
Please put the block in, please.
There we go.
Nice. The two men don't know it, but they are now surrounded by armed police. codenamed Trojans. But is it safe to move in?
Go northbound, west footway, over.
About 100 metres. Copy.
It's extremely dangerous. It was a main road in the middle of the day. There were people there, there were kids, there were all sorts going on, and the Trojan team just had to get in there fast.
Left, where you are now. Left.
Nice. No. What have you got in your back pocket, mate? Come on, you there's something on you. DK hard stop gone in on the two suspects. Not on.
It was dynamic, it was hard, it was a very hard stop. They were detained forcefully because one of them did carry a gun. I think the public didn't realise what was going on, and our priority is to get people safe as swiftly as possible.
The arrests were so swift that the man had no time to get the handgun from his sleeve. It fell out.
Looks like a Glock, doesn't it? It's like a job gun. Yeah, it's come off the suspect. Good. Just buzz it now. Next time you look up and you see a helicopter hovering right next to you, mate. They were cool as mustard, those two. You just didn't think, would you? You wouldn't have known just to look at them. He's an old school flanker, isn't he? He's going to go and do a job. Hey, what did it say? 10 years for a firearm.
Trojan Control, have you got a reference number for the video footage there, please?
We'll get it copied and you can come and collect it.
Yeah, we'll pop along later, thank you very much.
That, gentlemen, is how we do that. And that is how we do that.
Can you pass on our thanks, please, to Computer 13 for the good work doing it firearms?
Mutual Appreciation Society.
In East London, the police are also having problems with gunmen. Not armed robbers, but poachers who've been killing the wild deer who roam in Dagenham Park. High-powered silenced rifles are being used, and local residents report a dwindling herd.
There's been a lot of poaching in this area for these deer, and now I should have estimated about between 70 and 80 left here, you know. Well, I've found parts of the body where they've been shooting them and you know, I'm just fighting a losing battle, really.
And so are the local police, who've been after the armed poachers for months. The parklands are too large, and it's impossible to get bobbies on the beat in the right place at the right time.
Lewis and Rachel, if you can go to Sheffield Drive, basically is to cover the exit points in case there is someone in here.
So they're calling in the Sky Cops to try and catch the deer hunters from the air.
Yeah, it was safe.
Just had a county road. There's 2 males
At the park at the moment shooting
deer.
Yeah, it was safe.
It shows you, doesn't it? We've been trying to go there dusk and dawn to get them, and they're out there now.
Deer were getting shot by people, presumably to be eaten, I can only guess. And being a bit of an animal lover, I was more than happy to go over there and just see if we can find these guys in the act.
By calling in the air support unit, the local police are not only making life easier for themselves, they're also taking themselves out of the line of fire.
The ASU was the only feasible and viable method I could find to actually monitor who was in the park at any particular time. You can't put officers out into the woods when there's someone out there with a high velocity rifle.
Even from the air, it's a daunting task.
All right, we're just about coming overhead now.
They're obviously not down in these fields with the deer in them, are they? No. Somebody walking in there?
There was lots of dog walkers in the area and kids, and high-powered weapons in the open can be dangerous. You never know what you're going to hit.
Like a huge flock of deer, isn't it? Or whatever you have of deer.
A herd of deer, I think.
A herd, yes, not a flock.
It's not just deer the poachers are shooting, they're killing dogs too.
There was a herd of 400, it's down to 80.
Can we assist with the van? We're 8:30
And they're shooting dogs as well, because they're seeing them in the light, they're seeing red eyes, and they're just shooting.
I might have just got a glimpse of something. Reference to 2 plainclothes guys. The object is actually just in the trees, just about there. Have a quick look on thermal, because you might see... It's a man with a dog, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Even for the Sky Cops and their thermal imaging camera, this is a big ask.
Nothing jumping out of me, I'm afraid. Yeah, from 99, I'm afraid we're completely with no trace for you. We've done the whole open area, really.
These people have either gone to ground or slipped out before we could get into the manhole.
If you get any more sightings, we'll come straight back.
We spent a good amount of time there just searching plenty of deer, but unfortunately, on this occasion, no suspects.
Back at the Sky Cops base, PC Tartaglia is making copies of the footage from the Camden arrest of the man who had a gun up his sleeve. These are the officers who disarmed him and arrested his friend.
I mean, they haven't even had time to react, have they? Yeah. Straight on the floor. It's really good.
He's got it. Yeah. And this side of his sleeve, because I've pulled
up his sleeve.
I've took hold of that arm and pulled him through the ground with nothing in his hand.
Right.
And then when they went into handcuff him, that's fallen down from the back of his hand. Because they said it could easily fall on the other side.
Well, you see, it's available for his immediate use, isn't it? So I wonder if they were going to go and use it then. I mean, it's possible. I mean, he's got a bag. Why doesn't he not put it in the bag? Great. Can we have a copy of that? Is it?
Yeah, sure.
We've got a copy.
Yeah,
brilliant. Good.
The Sky Cops have another case involving guns to deal with. A warship this time, sailing up the Thames under threat from anti-war campaigners. It's a Belgian frigate, here for an international arms exhibition in London's Docklands.
Our role today is to make sure that the vessels get safely into the Thames and to prevent any protesters causing any difficulty or entering the lock to impede the warship's progress.
I can see the warship just leaving left of the cell centre.
It's something that's going to be televised, it's going to be high publicity, high priority. We're on to the channels with the Marine Support Unit. They can actually receive our downlink in their command boat as well, so they get a good overview.
Yeah, India 99 from Bronze 5.
Rocket Control receiving India 99.
Yeah, could you have a good look from Excel all the way out to staging side, please, both sides, just to make sure it's clear of any protester activity.
Rocket Control, India 99.
Even though it's a warship with all the armament and weapons that it's got, it can't do anything with them in peacetime. And our job was to film the route ahead and check behind, check all oncoming boats, check the riverbanks, things like that, to give them some kind of protection.
There's a river bombing down north of the city runway as well. They've got a way to go.
India 99, thank you. Bronze 5 out.
You've just got to keep your level of vigilance up, because if you relax and someone slips through, then that's where you've let everybody down. So, you know, a quiet shift is a good shift sometimes. And it's immeasurable. You don't know what you've prevented. There may well have been people waiting to do something. They've seen the aircraft, they've seen the boats, they've seen the ground presence, and they've been deterred. And you can't really measure the deterrent value of the aircraft.
At the Air Support Unit, PC Tartaglia is trying to get the measure of the deer hunters and the danger they pose.
The problem with it is that they're in possession of unlawful firearms, so if anyone's around, you know, if they've shot dogs instead of deer and it's dark, who else, you know, who knows what they're going to shoot next? We've been popping backwards and forwards the last few days, so nothing so far, which I suppose is a good thing for the deer.
Unless, of course, the poachers have managed to remain undetected.
7 miles to run on a bearing of 088.
Oh, look at that.
That is cracker, isn't it? That is the sunset and a half, isn't it? It's been tangoed.
It's believed the suspects are parking their vehicles there, they're making their way across the parkland.
Yeah, also. These deer, are they belonging to anyone in particular, or are they just wild ones? Belong to the Queen. Call committed at that, it's close enough. I've got the fox cubs. Oh, quick, call Bill Oddie.
Bill Oddie won't help. And the crew of 99 are starting to realise just how much money can be made from poaching deer.
I bought 8 legs of venison, Mick.
60 quid, do you reckon that's too dear?
Yeah, it's way too dear, that.
Sorry,
You lost me there for a second. Yeah, no, that's not bad, actually. Not getting out.
And it's also time to call it a day.
Well, Tactical Commander, I can't see no people with no guns.
No, neither can I. What do we got? What are you, a 9 o'clock pilot, Captain?
Why would you want to go home?
Because I've got a wife and a screaming kid at home.
Exactly, why would you want to go home?
And no pub.
No pub.
Sector C down, primary and back.
In West London, police undercover officers are after a man in a car. A Bobby on the beat believes he saw him loading a machine gun into the boot of his car.
Yes, India 99, we got an unmarked vehicle following a red Volkswagen Polo. The occupants of the vehicle are believed to be in possession of a firearm, namely an MP5.
MP, that's all received.
An MP5 is a high-powered submachine gun capable of firing 13 rounds a second.
Particularly for updates, the vehicle is now London-bound on the A40.
The challenge for the Sky Cops is to find the car, and find it quickly. The unmarked police unit has slowed down to avoid being spotted by the suspect.
Do you know what sort of car it was, Simon?
It's a red Golf.
Red Golf, and they're probably
Coming
towards
this way, coming towards Hanger Lane.
got a red card on the hatches.
With a lot of red Golfs and red vans and cars, it can be quite tricky.
Okay, come down, Chris.
We were able to hone in on the road. It's virtually impossible sometimes to actually distinguish car types just with the naked eye.
From India 99, yeah, I think we've got the red VW. It's lane 1 of 3.
When you're looking for a car chase, looking out the window gives you a much wider perspective, and obviously your eyes pick up something that's moving a bit faster than other things.
Yeah, I've got it. That's it. So we're on him, right? Okay, come down.
Yeah, we were fortunate in that case.
The Sky Cops may have the red VW on camera, but they can't see a way of stopping it.
Get 334. We'll overhead this, as you're probably aware. Just wondering how far behind you are.
About 2 miles away from the vehicle. Was our last update location?
Everything's a bit more serious all of a sudden, so that was a concern really, that we weren't going to get there and put the stop in time.
And so where is he now, Dave?
He's the first one of the bunch, so he's out and ahead.
Units from India 99, I've got your blues now.
That's the first car coming up now.
Yep. Pretty much.
Only the Sky Cops are able to give the total picture of what is unfolding on the dual carriageway and feed the information to their colleagues below.
MP from India 99, the vehicle is still travelling northbound, and there are 2 units behind it now.
Yes, that is received, thank you.
In an instance like this where the suspects were believed to be armed, we're more likely to be able to detect what's going on in and outside the vehicle than they are, particularly in the darkness. However, our main role as the ground commander is to manage the pursuit and ensure the safety of the public, but at the same time try and ensure that the suspect's detained.
MP from India 99, the stop's going in now. Vicinity of Garston Park, still on the M1 northbound.
This is the point where everyone in India 99 wishes they were 1,000 feet below.
The adrenaline's running, and it's quite an exciting job. Sometimes I wish I was actually down on the ground, yeah. But there's other times I'm quite happy to be slightly detached from all.
334 India 99. Good, over. It looks like you got it all in hand there. We're a bit low on fuel, so it's okay with you. We'll leave and get some more of it.
It's all received, there is a firearm in the back, it's a good one. Many thanks, 99.
Excellent, well done. We'll be leaving it 99 out.
India 99, thank you for your assistance.
Happy? Yeah.
Master shift.
Another day and another aircrew refuels. Themselves. They face the next 12 hours as London Sky Cops.
I'd give it an 8, apart from the eggs, which I'm not sure about. It's a good start to the day.
It looks like that stuff you put on your roof to stop insulation.
Breakfast will have to wait. Men with weapons are at it again. The deer hunters are back.
Secure in front, clear to the left.
This time, the local police at Dagenham Park have a confirmed sighting. Men with high-powered rifles are on the ground.
Can you just fly a little bit faster, Dave, if possible?
And safe streets is 4840.
And deer are dying. For once, the Sky Cops worry that they might be at risk. A target in the front line.
You sometimes have a little bit of an intake of breath. Some of these rifles were very long barrel, big silencers, big telescopic sights. You know they're high power. There's always the out chance that they might be used against you. It probably wouldn't make any difference because of the distance that we were, but it does make you stop and think sometimes when you see things like that.
Now they've been seen with the firearms, we'd be wrong to go in there and approach them without the backup of armed support.
Receive 199.
Backup is on the way. As the deer hunters load up, the armed police Trojan units are already heading for the location.
How far away is the please? Yeah, good. We just 812 junction 406 at this time.
And more hunters are appearing.
These two, both IC1, both in camouflage clothing, both carrying shotguns. They've got 4 IC1s, all armed and all with camouflage clothing.
Oversea, thank you.
From 99, Land Rover's now on the move, 2 up.
99 from Kilo Delta 1, where are the weapons? Or we didn't see where they put them.
Didn't see where they put the weapons going over. They were all long barrel, so I'm assuming either back seat or boot. You've still got 2.
The armed Trojan units are at a loss. This is too far off the usual beaten track.
Yeah, that's received. We're at low night close, we'll be there shortly over.
511, got your visual, keep going forward and the road should bear off to the right hand side and it becomes a rutted track after that and you should see them ahead of you. It looks like they're going to pick up these other 2, it's slowing next to them, front seat passengers conversing with the 2.
84, I've got some information for 99. The 2 males on foot have permission to be there.
The 2 with permission are part of an organised deer cult. But the Sky Cops and the Trojan officers can't take anything for granted. These are powerful and lethal weapons and must be made safe.
Kilo Delta, the plan at the moment is I've asked all 4 people to put their guns on the ground in the vision of 99 and await for the ARV to arrive on the scene.
And the armed police trampling through the undergrowth have no idea what they are walking into.
Yeah, received as we speak. The chap on the phone has now placed his gun on the ground and the chap with the rifle is also complying.
2 of the people on the ground out of the 4 were actually in direct contact via a mobile phone with one of the sergeants who was running the job. So he was basically relaying to them where to put the guns to actually stand away from them. We then relayed that information to the armed units.
They've placed 1 heavily silenced rifle on the ground as well, and the other chap's also putting another one down, so it does look like they're complying.
Ethan Trojan, we're just out on foot. The road's ended, we've got 2 dogs with us and 8 officers.
So we described exactly where the guns were placed and made sure that they were aware that where the guns were, because obviously as you're walking towards long grass, you can't see where they are. Confirmed that all the people had complied and that it was relatively safe to approach. You never write it off as a low risk. It's always going to be high or unknown because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Trojan from 99, you should possibly have start to get a visual now as you go through that. It's directly ahead of you. You'll see them on the pathway.
Kilo Delta, just spoken to the team on site. All 4 weapons should now be on the ground. They're waiting for the Trojan unit arrival.
With the area secure and armed officers in command, the Sky Cops head back to base and breakfast.
From 99, Trojan now making direct contact with all 4 of the gentlemen.
Go ahead, over.
Are you happy for us to depart?
No, I'm more than happy. Thank you very much for your time and assistance, over.
Went out numerous times and just kept searching, but we had a good result in the end on that one. It is something a bit different. It's adds to the variety of it all.
The deer hunters were not charged with any offences. When the police searched the boot of the red VW, they found 2 weapons. Both were capable of firing only ball bearings. No further action was taken. The pistol which fell from the man's sleeve in Camden was an imitation firearm. The man and his friend accepted a police caution. The 81-year-old and his dog were none the worse for their ordeal. The runaway driver, who hid on the roof before being arrested by a dog handler, was jailed for a day and banned from driving for 2 months.